Brandon Roy more shots.
Well, Denver had success inside last night. That was a little bit of a surprise, especially out-rebounding Portland. Kenyon Martin is the guy that leads that charge.
Yeah, he brings that aggressive attitude to the Nuggets, and that's what they needed last night. Without Carmelo Anthony, they put the defensive test to the Blazers, and they were the guys that really did a nice job against them. If you look at Kenyon Martin, he brings a real aggressive attitude, and that's what they need, especially on the road. LaMarcus Aldridge, on the other hand, he's number 3 in offensive rebounds, and he did a nice job in the first half of keeping the Blazers in the game. He made outside shots, he made inside shots, but it just wasn't enough. Brandon Roy helped, and when the double teams come on Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge will have to make the outside shot tonight. They're going to double Brandon again.
And here is the McDonald's matchup. The power forwards, Martin and Aldridge. LaMarcus 17-7, and Martin 12-7. But again, does a lot of his damage inside with his intimidation. The one thing Denver had a big-time success at last night was slowing down Brandon Roy. Again, something that not many teams have been able to do. Although Brandon's 2 early fouls were mostly to blame for that. How will he respond to last night's loss, and how will his teammates respond? Blazers and Nuggets again, this time in Portland. The starters coming up next.
The economic crisis has led to hard times for many automobile dealers, but you can rest assured Landmark Ford Lincoln Mercury is financially sound and will be here for you for years to come. We still provide sales, parts, and service for hundreds of customers each day. In fact, more people choose to buy at Landmark than at any other Ford store in the Northwest. With more than 500 new vehicles, we continue to offer the largest Ford Lincoln Mercury inventory in the Northwest. See us today at
home of the Portland Trail Blazers. Game on.
Tonight's game is closed captioned through a generous grant provided by Bimart. Portland Trailblazers basketball is brought to you by Les Schwab, celebrating over 50 years of pride and performance. By Wild Horse Resort and Casino, Pendleton. How do you play? By McDonald's. Start your day off right with breakfast at McDonald's and wake up happy. By Wells Fargo, seize your someday. And by Standard TV and Appliance, we set the standard. Standard TV and Appliance.
Well, of course, these teams played last night in Denver. They didn't have this kind of snow on the ground in Denver. Of course, Portland socked in, and that may affect the Blazer fans who actually make it to the Rose Garden tonight. Time to get to the starting lineups, brought to you by Coors Light. Chauncey Billups, J.R. Smith in the backcourt. Dante Jones, he had some success guarding Brandon Roy last night. Kenyon Martin and Nene inside. For the Trailblazers, Blake and Roy in the backcourt, Batum, Aldridge, and in the middle, Greg Oden. Those are the starting lineups, brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Well, when we come back, we'll get the keys to the game from Mike Rice. We'll check in with Rebecca Harlow, and we'll get things underway. Denver took a 1-game lead over Portland with that victory last night. Blazers can get even if they can return the favor tonight.
Hi, can I take your order?
Someday, being on top of your money. Someday, Tahiti. Today, open a Wells Fargo free checking account and get unique tools that make managing your money easy. Seize your someday at Wells Fargo.
It offers an EPA-estimated 33 miles per gallon highway. Better than Camry LE, better than Accord. And it's the 2008 North American Car of the Year. The Chevy Malibu. Made by GM. Surprised? Get this Malibu LS with an EPA-estimated 30 mpg highway for around $20,500, a total value over $1,700 compared to MSRP. Plus, get 2 season passes to Mount Bachelor Ski Resort when you buy any new 08 or 09 Chevy car, truck, or SUV.
Well, back inside the Rose Garden, Trailblazers and Nuggets. Second time in 2 nights for these two teams. Time to get you the Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. Coach Mike Rice, what are they?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Nate is going to do with the double team on Roy. How will they handle it? Who will get the shots when they double team Roy? We'll watch that. Points off of turnovers. This Nuggets team forces 16 turnovers a game. Blazers have to keep it under 11 to win the game. In the free throw line, Nuggets shoot 170 more free throws than the Blazers on the season. If it's a push tonight, Blazers win the game.
Those are Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. Northwest Ford Store's bold moves, and learn more about Northwest Ford Store's December tax savings event at CompareFord.com. Well, time to get to the Corona Coaches Corner tonight. Assistant Maurice Lucas says we got to get back to doing the dirty work.
We've got to get in there and we've got to battle for loose balls. We've got to bang on the boards. We certainly have got to out-rebound them. And we've got to stop Chauncey Billups. We've got to kind of corral him somewhat and take the ball out of his hand somewhat.
All right, that's the Corona Coaches Corner from Luke. And time to introduce the third member of our broadcast team. She is on the sideline wearing Blazer red tonight, Rebecca Harlow.
Merry Christmas, Mike and Mike. That's right, I'm being very festive tonight. You know, if you could describe the Blazers' attitude after the loss last night, it would be focused. The guys came out tonight at shoot-around. They put up a couple extra shots. They were working on their post moves. They were working on defensive moves. They want this win tonight. I was talking to Channing Frye, and I said, what happened last night? He said, you know, there's really no reason to panic whatsoever. He said, we were just a step slow. Denver wanted the game more than we did last night, but tonight we're going to go out and we are going to reverse that attitude. Now, Ricey, if we could add one more key to the game tonight, it's going to be defense. The Blazers are going to have to set that tone on that end of the floor, establish that they mean business. That's how they're going to get it done tonight.
Well, you're right, Rebecca. All you have to do is look at Chauncey Billups. He has been through this many, many times in big playoff games. Chauncey Billups is the key to the game. This is somebody that Denver hasn't had in the past. They depended on Allen Iverson to shoot the ball. Chauncey Billups is the guy that'll get everybody's shots. He's the one that could keep Denver in this game tonight. So it is important, the defense, especially on him.
Well, Denver won last night, of course, beat the Trailblazers in Denver 97-89, a game that Portland did not play well in. Brandon Roy picked up the 2 early fouls and wasn't a big factor in the ball game. And the amazing thing is, despite the fact that Portland didn't play well, Mike Rice, they were in the ball game in the late stages. In fact, were a couple of buckets away and missed opportunities from taking leads late in that ball game. And it hurt to not get the ball game, especially because it was a road game against a Western Conference opponent, but especially because it was a Northwest Division rival.
Yes, and you know, if you're going to lose, I would much rather have the Blazers get blown out last night. Then they come back with some vengeance. Now Denver knows if they get physical with the Blazers, they can hang in the game.
It was three-point shooting that kept Portland in the ball game early. Blazers ended up 8 for 18. But they missed quite a few down the stretch. Oden goes with the jump hook, leaves it short, and the rebound taken inside by J.R. Smith. So we often see the opening possession for Portland go through Oden, and this is certainly no exception. Here's Kenyon Martin. Goes baseline, spins into traffic. Now Billups has it, shot clock at 10. Back to Dante Jones, doesn't shoot much, and maybe that's why. Batum the rebound for Portland.
Yeah, Blazers need Nicholas to be a little more aggressive tonight. He kind of got lost in the shuffle last night and didn't do a whole lot.
Blake for 3, long, and the rebound. Aldridge inside as Oden and Nene got tangled up.
Well, there's something we didn't see a whole lot of early in the game the other night. Blazers offensive rebounds.
Blazers were out-rebounded in the game as Roy goes long distance, and the rebound taken by Nene. Blazers out-rebounded 43-32 last night, and Portland is number 1 in the NBA in rebounding margin, out-rebounding their opponents by more than 6 per ball game, so that was unusual. And a surprise as Billups misses the shot here, rebound claimed by Portland.
See, once again, Chauncey Billups trying to establish their inside post game, posting up Steve Blake.
Aldridge turns and hits over Kenyon Martin.
Boy, he did that a lot early in that game last night, but the Blazers kind of went away from him after Roy picked up his 2 fouls.
That ball knocked away by LaMarcus from Dante Jones, and it went right to Kenyon Martin. And now he wants to go on LaMarcus. Gets inside, missed the shot, and a foul going to be called on Aldridge. Kind of a late arriving crowd at the Rose Garden here tonight. Of course, the fans outside the area may not know Portland has been dumped on. As you see the replay, the last week really snow, the most snow in 40 years here in Portland, and people still digging out. You see Ron Garrettson, Ron Elysiak, Jason Phillips. So we were curious to see how that would affect the crowd. Last Thursday night, the game against Phoenix, we thought that might be a crowd that was affected by the weather. It wasn't, as every seat was taken, and it was a raucous environment. But tonight, not necessarily the case so far, although some of those fans still trying to get in. The freeways, for the most part, have been taken care of, but out in the suburbs and side streets, it is rough going still.
And most Oregonians don't own a shovel.
I own a shovel.
So they had to run and find. I did. I had to find a way to dig out my car and
Is that right?
everything else. Yeah, well, why own a shovel when you have a condo? You know what I mean?
But you have a garage there that people break into about every 3 days. Oden holding out top. And now gives it up. As you obviously Oden control for several seconds on the shot clock with the dribble out top. Here's Blake in the corner. Batum does not look to score enough. Blake takes a long three and hits.
What else? 42% three-point shooter, top 8 in the NBA. He just continues to amaze everybody the way he hits that open shot when Roy gets all the attention.
Now the Blazers do a little trapping. They talked about this in shoot-around, how they were going to do it. Billups got hit in the mouth. Now here's Smith, baseline. Into Oden, blocks the shot, and a foul call. As Greg once again brought the arms down a little bit into the man on the drive, and that's why he picked up the foul.
Well, they're attacking the basket just like they did last night, and see the arms reaching through again.
And it looked like the ball was cleanly hit, but when you put your arms at that angle on a guy driving, you're going to get the foul every time.
Oh, absolutely. And until he's averaging 3.6, almost 4 fouls per game. That puts him at number 5 in the NBA. So, Nate has talked to him. Keep the arms straight up. Almost try to goaltend the ball. Don't reach in and block it right at head level.
Well, we've said this a million times, but he's learning timing from Joel Przybilla on the art of blocking a shot as well. Don't go down and get the ball low on these players. Greg can out-jump just about anybody. He's bigger than anybody. Wait till it gets up top, then block the shot. Aldridge going to work on Martin again. The jump hook inside is long, and Nene takes down the rebound.
Denver does not run as much as they did when they had Allen Iverson. It was just a run and first guy to get it down the court, shoot the ball. Now it's more of a half-court team. They're 8-0 when they hold the opponents under 90, so they have been playing defense, something that Denver didn't do in the past. As we saw the guy we had in the matchup, Kenyon Martin, make an outside shot. He won't do a lot of that.
Shot clock at 10. Blake gets the double, leaves Aldridge open, swing it to Batum, fakes the pass and takes the three and leaves it long. Oden trying to track down the rebound. He was tripped from behind by Billups, and he comes up with the ball. Smith had it taken away by Aldridge, who's starting to rack up some steals. Up ahead to Batum on the blink.
Well, Nicholas wasn't aggressive going after the offensive rebound on the last possession. But then the Blazers get a little bit, J.R. Smith will do that. He'll get out of control and trying to attack the rim. Now he's going to try to get it to Chauncey Billups and let him post up inside.
Near steal, Billups comes up with it, finds Martin inside. He drops it down low to Nene. It went through his hands and out of bounds. Looked like he touched it last, but it'll be Denver ball. Here's the last fast break by Portland.
Well, we didn't see a whole lot of that in Denver. Blazers were out-rebounded, and of course on the fast break-in they got a lot of fast breaks.
Blazers just 2 fast break buckets last night. Denver 14 points. Billups a long 2. It is off. Rebound. Boy, Dante Jones aggressive, keeps it alive, and an offensive rebound. New shot clock. Jones through the middle trying to get Oden in foul trouble again. Nene grabs the offensive rebound again, and they score. Blazers not aggressive enough, and Denver a 1-point lead.
That's when LaMarcus Aldridge and Batum have to get in there. When Greg goes for the block, they have to help on his man, Nene. They didn't that time. He had free sailing.
Roy out to Blake for another 3. This time short, the rebound Billups. And on that last trip, Oden probably fortunate not to pick up his second foul. Martin top of the key jumper and rims another one in. And if you're Portland, that's a shot you wouldn't mind him taking.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe the fact that he makes his first couple is a good thing later on.
Yeah, he'll take some more then, and he won't make that all night.
Aldridge long two looks off his. The rebound Smith knocked out of bounds by Batum. So it'll be Denver ball with a 3-point lead. Not the quick start Portland was looking for, to be sure.
This is a physical Denver team. J.R. Smith, Dante Jones. Jones is in there, knows his role. He's going to check Roy, almost face guard him, make sure he doesn't get the ball. Later in the game, Chauncey Billups will take that role checking Roy.
See Denver trying to keep Oden out of the middle by keeping Nene out top of the key area. Billups had that pass tipped by Roy, but it got to Dante Jones. Now he's stuck. Shot clock at 4. Lost it, got it back. Up and down, threw it away. Didn't matter. Blazers back. Roy one-on-one with Martin. Goes right past him and scores with the left.
Well, remember, he missed 3 layups with his left last night. Very unusual for Brandon.
And an offensive foul as Dante Jones out of control runs down Brandon Roy. How about Roy getting the lay-in at one end and then getting back on the fast break and drawing an offensive foul?
Yeah, and he's the vocal. He really got after his teammates in shoot-around today about energy. We've got to come with energy. This is the team we're fighting for first place in the Northwest Division.
Blake to Batum, takes the open 3 in the corner, and it's just a little bit short. And the rebound claimed by Jones, and here come the Nuggets again. Billups sees an opportunity. Aldridge may have blocked it, but there is Nene again, who has 5 rebounds already in a couple of buckets in this ballgame.
He just outworked Greg Oden that time, getting down the court. Greg was a little slow. LaMarcus Aldridge did a nice job of throwing the shot by Billups away.
Blazers just 4 for 12. Another 3 try. This one is down by Blake. This looks like a little bit of last night's ball game where Blake was keeping Portland around with 3-pointers in the first half. Billups to Nene. Foul going to be on Oden as he just grabs Nene. And so Oden will come out and Joel Przybilla will have to check in after the dead ball unless Portland chooses to go small, which they did last night. 5:21 left first quarter. We're tied at 12.
So blue. Hey fans, this is me, Chain Fry, and you're following me for Media Day. No smiling, no all sit. All sit. I just have to do what I have to do. You know, I'm just coming in here, make singles, make hits. That's what I do, I make hits. Hi, this is Channing Frye. You're Portland Trailblazers.
Do you want the giant pumpkin, or do you want to hold the crazy mask?
I'll hold the crazy mask.
There you go.
Flight Town at the Memorial Coliseum. All right, where are we going there? Is there a room?
Yeah.
You already got lunch? Are you already lunch? My first attempt at a bit. Thanks for coming and enjoy my music. Before I'm weird, everybody stay where you're at. You see me? Let me get some free food.
Some people don't want to admit it, but sometimes they need advice from real experts.
Welcome to Grover's. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. Can you show me how to install a hot water heater?
Sure can.
Not only can they show you exactly how to do a project yourself, they'll show you how to save.
Well, thanks a lot.
Oh, say, I love your show.
Thanks. Today, we're going to talk about something I know quite a bit about. How to install a hot water heater.
Grover's. It's worth the drive.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas from the Trailblazers family to yours.
Merry Christmas and thanks for coming. I just want to wish all the Blazers fans and everybody watching and my family to yours, wish you a happy Merry Christmas and thank you for watching.
All right, and back here inside the Rose Garden here on the 23rd of December. And fans, that time of the year again, your chance to select this year's 2009 NBA All-Stars. Cast your online ballot at trailblazers.com. Of course, Greg Oden, LaMarcus Aldridge, Brandon Roy are on the ballot and have a chance to make this year's NBA All-Star team. Trailblazers 5 for 13 shooting. They've taken 13 shots, Mike Rice. 6 of those have been 3-point attempts.
Yeah, they're falling in love with the three-pointer. And you know what happened as we see, HD Channel 788 will show all my flaws.
Because that HD, you can see it.
I didn't think you had any flaws.
Oh, thank you very much.
5:21 left here in the opening quarter. Blazers will play on Christmas Day, of course, here against Dallas. And that game will be a TNT game. Third straight Thursday. Portland's been on TNT. We did the first one in Utah. And then last week, of course, the memorable win over Phoenix. And then Dallas on Thursday. A couple of more home games before we hit the road again for a game against the Lakers. You keep wondering when the schedule's going to lighten up a little bit as far as the strength of your opponents. But Toronto in town, Dallas, Boston coming up. And then to play the Lakers on the road.
Yeah, and all those teams will try to take advantage the way Denver is. Last night, Denver shoots 39 foul shots. The Blazers shoot 19. So everybody is going to start attacking the Blazer inside guys to get them in foul trouble, especially Greg Oden. And the Blazers continue to make three-pointers, but boy, when one team's shooting foul shots, the other three-pointers, you know what happens.
And there's been a lot of this. Broken plays, shot clock winding down. Somebody's got to put a shot up. They turn it over. Martin picks it up. We saw a lot of this last night. Martin in transition to a wide-open Billups for three.
As we said, they'll go as far as Chauncey Billups can take them, and he's a guy that everybody on their team respects. They listen to him. He runs the offense. If you take a bad shot like J.R. Smith sometimes does, he looks over to George Karl Billups and says, get him out of there. So they all respect him.
There's the double on Roy. That's the strategy, is take the ball out of his hands, anybody but Brandon. And Batum out of bounds. Blazers turn it over for the second straight trip. And we head the other way, as those the first two turnovers of the game for Portland, but came out of the timeout after Denver has made some adjustments. But now, and last night really, we've seen double teams on Roy. Teams have tried to do that, but Denver perhaps last night did it earlier than we have seen, and did it without really fearing who else would hurt them, and we haven't seen that.
Yeah, and most clubs, like you said, MB, do it in the fourth quarter. They did it the whole ball game.
And Roy trying to get himself involved. Batum kept that ball alive, but is finally grabbed by Nene as Travis Outlaw will check in next dead ball.
Well, somebody's got to be a third rebounder on that offensive boards. If the Blazers are not going to shoot a high percentage all season, they've been able to get second shots, second chance shots, offensive rebounds.
Smith to a cutting Kenyon Martin, who dunks it home, and all of a sudden now it's a 7-point Denver lead, and the Blazers once again digging themselves an early hole.
And as you said, there's not the crowd there normally is because of the weather.
And Blazers rely oftentimes on the energy they get from the home crowd. That's not going to likely be there tonight, at least the way it usually is. As Outlaw in, and Nicholas Batum will sit down.
Dante Jones gives George Karl an icy look. I don't know why. He's played out of control most of this first quarter. And Kleza was the guy that really hit big shots last night for Denver.
Well, that big turnaround came at the end of the third quarter when the Blazers went inside and got a foul. Nate McMillan thought should have been free throws. It was not. Denver ends up getting a three-pointer as the quarter expired. That gave Denver the lead going to the fourth. Przybilla offensive rebound for Portland. Tried to find Aldridge inside, and they turn it over as Billups comes up with it. Kleza for a wide-open three. You got to find him coming in transition, and Portland fortunate there. Outlaw on the break. Finds an open Blake for three. That's short. And it hit the camera up on top of the backboard. Evidently, that's what Ronnie Garrison says. And so it will go to Denver, and George Karl out on the floor clapping his hands, applauding the effort of his team so far, as they're off to a nice start here in Portland, trying to make it 2 wins in 2 nights against the Trailblazers.
If your child is falling behind in school, if your child struggles with math or reading, let them blossom at Sylvan. Sylvan Learning Centers, an individualized approach tailored for each child to build exactly the skills your child needs to succeed. Guaranteed to improve math or reading skills by 1 full grade level equivalent in 36 hours of instruction. If you want to see real results guaranteed, call 1-800-EDUCATE and you could start seeing results by the holidays. See your child's confidence grow at Sylvan.
Straight from the floor of the Rose Garden, it's your all-access pass to get inside the game 1 hour before tip-off. We'll bring you player interviews.
Everybody wants to win. Sometimes it's a matter of just having the confidence.
Take you behind the scenes and give you the best analysis around. Get ready for the game with Rip City Live. 1 hour before tip-off. Saturday against the Raptors. Only on Comcast Sportsnet.
It's Rip City Live. Ford announces Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
On every Ford car, truck, and SUV. The Plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford Credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back. And that's on the entire lineup of Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers for savings up to $11,103. See your Northwest Ford dealer today.
Hey, this is Greg Oden, and I just want to say happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays, and thanks for coming to the game. Have a good night.
The most famous rain. Well, under 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter in Portland. These teams, of course, played last night. As we take you to the Aflac trivia question. Coach Rice, what officially retired Blazer number does not hang in the Rose Garden rafters? Sounds like a little trick question, but it's really not.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have the answer for you later on.
Yeah.
As we send it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Mike, Nate McMillan is establishing early that he wants more aggressive play from his players. He said in that last timeout, our 1s, 2s, and 3s have to help put a body on Denver. Our bigs can't be the only guys in the paint tonight. We've got to keep Denver off the offensive glass.
Well, and Denver out-rebounding Portland again here early. It's just 10-7, but that's a troubling sign again, as is the fact that Portland is shooting 31%, 5 of 16.
Well, I think the real troubling sign is
as Portland gets the ball, J.R. Smith just lost that out of bounds.
Yeah, they haven't done many dumb things tonight. He's done 2 of them. But if you look, Nene and Kmart have 14 points. That shows they're muscling the Blazers. And Nate was right. Somebody's got to get in there and help the big guys against Kmart and Nene. Remember, Nene has 54 dunks on the year. Only Amari Stoudemire and Dwight Howard have more. So he is a physical guy, and you got to have physical people against him.
Smith out to Billups, wouldn't take the 3. Now flies down the middle. Had the ball knocked away by Blake. And it's on Travis Outlaw as he and Blake both there. But Travis is the one who actually reached. Ronald Isiak caught him. Let's take a look at it. Oh, indeed.
And see, instead of in there blocking a shot or picking up a charge, you're reaching in and whacking away. That's not help defense. That's not rotating to help your teammates. That's the easy way out. Just reach in and whack a guy like Billups. And notice Billups, he didn't like
Olay defense,
yes,
as you used to call it in your day.
Olay. Yeah, that back in 1990.
Right.
Thank you. Now, Sergio Rodriguez, the Spanish connection, and Rudy Fernandez in the game. Sergio only played 5 minutes last night. I don't think Nate liked the matchups that he saw, so he put...
Well, and Brandon getting those 2 early fouls changed everything in the rotation for Portland. They needed some offense. They tried Bayless. As here's Rudy, they could use him. He flies in and beats Chris Anderson to the rim. So Fernandez could be that second scorer tonight. They certainly need one.
Yeah, they need someone to, instead of just shooting a 3, be able to do it off the dribble.
Anderson had Przybilla there and knew he was there and threw that up wildly over the rim. As Anderson had a good game last night, he brings so much energy. And Sergio's dump pass intended for Przybilla is tipped out of bounds by Denver. Here's the Rudy drive moments ago. Attack the rim. We haven't seen anybody do that until now.
Yeah, and last night we didn't see it either. So points in the paint. Heavily favored Denver last night. Blazers need to set some picks and get Rudy open down the baseline, just like that.
They got him here. Chris Anderson leaves him wide open. Rudy didn't take the shot. They have the mismatch inside. That's what Rudy saw. With the shot clock at 1, Fernandez has to take a desperation 3, and he hits. From a good step behind the NBA line.
Chris Anderson couldn't believe it, but
Outlaws takes it away from Anthony Carter. Up ahead is Rudy. And he finishes from Sergio.
Well, that's a spark
that the Blazers needed last night from this second unit, and they're getting it against Denver's second unit without Billups. Oh, Billups still in the game.
We mentioned that rough night for the Spanish Armada last night, but they've been responsible for this Portland run so far. Chris Anderson, if he has a shot, that's his favorite. It is that baseline shot.
Yeah, that's what they did last night. Every time the Blazers made a run, they just hit some big baskets by guys you don't expect to do that.
Przybilla works inside, throws it up off the glass and down. Martin was there, and Joel kind of had to double clutch it and got it down.
All Joel needs is 4 more makes a game, and he will be the field goal leader in the NBA. He's shooting 82% right now.
Plays it against Outlaw. Spins inside. Aldridge knocked it away. Billups picks it up. Shot clock at 5. Drop pass for Martin. Threw it up long, but there was Anderson who finishes it with 2 hands.
See, and that's when Travis Outlaw he looks over at Nate McMillan. He knows he should have been the weak side forward, rotating back to help after Joel tries to get a block.
Sergio against Martin takes the jumper over him and hits it with .9 on the clock, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. A good finish to the first, and this crowd is on its feet here at the Rose Garden. A little bit late arriving and not as raucous as normal, at least yet. Denver led by a couple after the first quarter last night. Blazers battle back to tie it with an 11-4 run.
Hope I don't miss work this Christmas.
Yeah, how will you pay for things like food, electricity?
Dental bills.
Gadzooks! You need a backup plan. That's why we have Aflac.
So I'll have cash to help pay bills.
Right, but what if you're still not better by Christmas?
Aflac. Ask about it at work. Rudolph's better. But now Blitzen's sick.
I'm an original.
I'm an original.
I am original. I like the spice of life.
I'm not down with bland. I always bring the flavor. So does McDonald's new spicy chicken sandwich with a spicy, crispy, all-white meat chicken breast.
Topped with fresh lettuce.
Ranch or Chipotle barbecue sauce.
For an extra kick.
The ideal combo.
Heat and flavor.
The new spicy chicken sandwich. Cause I'm spicy like that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Someday, a backyard. Today, talk to a Wells Fargo banker. You'll find low rates and a mortgage that's right for you. Seize your someday. Wells Fargo.
Fans, it's time for tonight's Blazing Hot Deal from Joe's Sports, Outdoor, and More. The home away from home for Trailblazers fans. Now, let's see what they've come up with for tonight's Blazing Hot Deal.
Okay, all you Rudy Fernandez fans out there, do you want a limited edition Rudy Fernandez bobblehead? Just go to any Portland area Joe's and buy $40 of Trailblazers gear, and the Rudy bobblehead is free. Now that's a blazing hot deal.
This deal won't last long, so hurry into Joe's to get the Blazing Hot Deal before it's gone. Well, the Trailblazers in the first quarter on an 11-4 run and even things up. It was a subpar quarter, but the Blazers get the game tied. Fans, check out Trailblazers.com to find out how you can win a trip to L.A. to see the Trailblazers take on the Clips on January 26th, courtesy of JetBlue and the Portland Trailblazers. Seems like last night we were saying, Mike Rice, on many occasions in Denver, Portland fortunate to be tied or fortunate to be down 2.
Yeah,
you feel that way here.
Well, we said that because Roy wasn't in the game a whole lot, and we were fortunate to be tied without Roy. But tonight, the Blazers have scored 13 of their 25 points with Roy out of the game. So tonight, the rest of the team is not looking for Roy. They're being aggressive, and that's how you win at home.
Kenyon Martin for a 3 in the corner. That's short. Yeah. And if that's what they want to do offensively, Portland will take that gladly.
And you mentioned earlier, MB, when he makes a couple, maybe he'll keep shooting, and that's for the benefit of the Blazers.
He's already taken 6 shots in this ball game.
And notice Ike Diago did not come in tonight. It was Channing Frye, the first big guy sub.
Nice crossover. Sergio through the middle to an open outlaw for three. Around and out. Przybilla, offensive rebound and the putback.
Boy, he's hitting that offensive board.
Had that ankle injury last night.
Yeah.
And didn't come back into the locker room. He was sore last night on the plane, but mentioned how it was just kind of a floating chip in that ankle, and when it gets irritated, it's really painful, but he said it doesn't swell and it doesn't stay bad. So that's why he's in there tonight, if you're wondering. Rebound claimed by inside, missed shot by Billups, claimed by Frye.
Of course, Frye will give him more outside action, whereas Ike Diago would go. Last night they wanted to pound it inside a little bit more. Tonight it looks like, well, we'll just go outside and see what Channing Frye can do. Last year, remember, in Denver, Channing Frye won the game for the Blazers.
Sergio, no look pass. Outlaw wouldn't take the three, takes a long two instead, and it rattles out, and Anderson grabs the rebound.
Notice Chris Anderson was on Travis, and he just followed the shot right in.
Plaza. And the rebound claimed by Outlaw. And look at Nate McMillan saying, let's go, push it, push it.
Yeah, especially Sergio. That's what he does the best.
Sergio around Anderson, and he scores a double clutch. Anderson, pretty good shot blocker. And Sergio, a nice athletic move to get that ball up.
It sure was, and he attacked the rim, something Sergio likes to pass when he does that.
Carter inside, out of control, through the hands of Anderson. Portland ball. As Chucky Atkins will be checking back in. Watch Sergio with the little bit of an off-arm move there on. Oh, you can extend it. You just can't. Yeah. You can hold it out. You just can't extend it after it's already out.
Yeah, he extended it a little, but didn't hit anybody when he did that. You got it.
Not sure it would have made a difference anyway.
Yeah, right. Not against Anderson. One of those tattoos would knock him down.
So you're already on Anderson's tattoo. Frye from the outside.
Yeah. See, now I can do that, but Channing, that's his baby. And the Blazer guards know that, so they'll throw it to him. And now the Blazers are up.
Timeout Denver. Is it safe to say that this is due to Sergio Rodriguez late in this first quarter and then now?
I think so. I think he's pushing the panic button, getting them running.
I'll be so blue.
I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Honda. Come to J. Lee's for the best selection, the best service, and definitely the best price. The all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Honda, right on Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row or online at jlees.com. I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Honda. Come to J. Lee's for the best selection, the best service, and definitely the best price. The all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Honda, right on Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row or online at jlees.com. Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Nissan. It's a brand new store, a brand new attitude, and lots of brand new Nissans. J. Lee's Gladstone Nissan, right on Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row or online at jlees.com.
G2 is the smart choice for athletes because it is low in calories. And my mama like it. So if my mama like it, I like it.
Living the G2 life.
I know for a fact that as I continue to play golf, just like I play pool, I'm going to get better at it.
Are you the next Tiger?
I'm the next. If I continue to drink that G2, watch out, Tiger.
Living the G2 life.
And back here in Portland, still digging out after a week of heavy snow. We thought Denver might be the issue last night, but there was no snow on the ground in Denver. If you want to be entertained in style, you can rent an executive suite for a Trailblazers game, concert, or family show at the Rose Garden this season. Call 503-797-9600 for more information. Blazers at one point, with 3 minutes left in the first quarter, were 5 for 16 shooting, Mike Rice. Then Sergio Rodriguez came in the game. They're 9 for their last 11 now.
Yeah, I think the Blazers got a little more relaxed, and they didn't let them get to the rim like they just tried right there.
Klaiza, shot clock at 4. Now it's the Nuggets who are fighting the shot clock as Przybilla hit by Klaiza. And Joel will pick up the foul as it wasn't a square hit, but normally when a player is out of control like Klaiza and the shot clock is winding down and he runs over a guy, Joel will get the call. But
yeah, Joel moved in just a little bit and sideways, just a touch.
Are they giving free throws here?
Boy, he looked like he was passing it off. Jason Phillips that made the call said no shots, but then Ron Elysiak changed that.
Rebecca Harlow, what do you have?
Well, guys, you are giving Serge some credit for turning this game around. He's doing exactly what Nate told him to do at shoot-around earlier tonight. Nate said, I want you pushing that ball off of makes and misses. Now, in that last timeout, he said to Sergio, you can get even more aggressive. I want you attacking the basket as well.
All right, thanks, Rebecca.
Well, he can attack now. Chucky Atkins in the game. Remember, they've had 4 games in 5 nights. They were on a 3-game losing streak before the win last night against the Blazers.
Nice pass inside to Przybilla with the left. A rare miss by Joel. He gets it back and misses again, and the rebound to Nene.
Atkins will try to push it up. He doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when they're short.
Bad pass, Atkins. Rudy, lob to Channing. I knew it was too good to be true. Denver the rebound.
Channing's not used to catching those alley-oops and putting them up. He'd much rather go out and shoot a 3. Boy, nice pass, too.
Well, a good effort to finish off a fast break, to be sure. As Anderson goes baseline, and it turns into an easy Denver bucket, and all of a sudden, as we talked about last night, and I promise I'm not going to say that all night, but as we talked about last night, Portland, as they put together a little run, relax for a second, Denver snaps right back. Rudy wouldn't take the 3. Now cut off by Anderson.
He can shoot this on Anderson.
Anderson, though, staying up close. He read the scouting report. Rudy hits the shot and will not be given the bucket.
Oh, it looked like his motion was going to the basket.
If it's all in the same motion, let's see.
All right, he hits him there. Close.
It is close. Could be argued either way.
Yeah.
But if Klaiza is going to get free throws at that end,
right.
Going to go, then Rudy should get the bucket here.
Yeah.
4 minutes gone, second quarter. Przybilla back to Brandon Roy, who's back in the game for Portland. That run came without Roy, by the way. And Brandon doesn't get the roll here, and the rebound tipped out of bounds by Fry. As Brandon 1 for 4, just 2 points so far in this ball game tonight. And Greg Oden is going to check back in for Portland. Next dead ball. He hustles to the table. Greg with 2 fouls and just has played 7 minutes. He fouled out last night in under 20 minutes.
Well, you mentioned that the Blazers did well without Brandon Roy in there. They also did really well with Joel Przybilla coming in the game at the same time.
And all of a sudden, Denver has the lead after all of that good that came in the last few minutes of the first quarter and early here in the second. It's a 7-0 Denver run. Fry passes it up to an open Rudy. Step back over Anderson is long, as Anderson did a nice job recovering and then whacked Rudy on the arm, at least that's what Rudy is saying. Carter in transition from the baseline.
Well, I don't know what Rudy's going around behind. That looked like his days in Europe. And now Nate doesn't like what he sees right now, going down by 3 points.
And Chris Anderson stays on the floor to hold his left wrist for Denver. With 7:01 left. That Blazer run is over, and Denver has a 3-point lead once again.
Tomorrow on Comcast Sportsnet.
3:53. There was Drexler again.
Before he was a Blazer, he was one of college basketball's most elite players.
Comes out to Drexler. Watch this one now.
Don't miss a chance to relive one of Clyde Drexler's most memorable games from college. The 1983 National Championship game between Houston and North Carolina State. Before they were Blazers, tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet. Game on.
Jim Stark talks about Stark's Vacuum's price guarantee.
There's a misconception that buying from a specialty store like Stark's would be more expensive. That's simply not true. Stark's has a best price policy. We read ads just like anybody else. We shop our competitors, and we will match price. Buying from Stark's, you really get better value. We have products that you won't find in a discount store, a variety store. A lot of times for the same price, you can get a machine of better quality that they don't offer.
Experience the difference at all 8 neighborhood Stark's Vacuums locations.
The digital conversion is coming this February. Are you ready? Come to Standard TV and Appliance for the best selection of HD TVs in the Northwest, and the lowest prices guaranteed. Standard will beat any price and give you 25% off your HD TV installation when you mention this ad.
And for a limited time, get a Sony Blu-ray player free with the purchase of a select Sony 42-inch LCD TV.
Don't let the digital conversion catch you off guard.
Save big. Save now at Standard TV and Appliance.
Hi, I'm Carrie Murphy for the all-new J. Lee's Gladstone Nissan. It's a brand new store, a brand new attitude, and lots of brand new Nissans. J. Lee's Gladstone Nissan, right on Southeast McLaughlin's Auto Row or online at jlees.com.
3-point Denver lead. They've outscored Portland 10-0 at the free throw line. That's been the story. We go down to Rebecca Harlow.
Mike and Mike, the unbelievable amount of snow that is happening here in Portland is giving the town a white Christmas, but it's continuing to wreak havoc on the Blazers' travel schedule. Last night, the victim was Jared Bayless. After we got home from Denver last night, he drove all the way home to have his car get stuck halfway between the street and his driveway. He had to wait several hours for the police to show up, dig him out of the snow, at which point he still couldn't get inside, so he had to sleep in a hotel last night. He told me that this morning he still got up and managed to get in an extra amount of practice, guys.
Oh, well, and Ike Diagu didn't make shoot-around this afternoon because he was stuck. Three-pointer by Rudy, long two, they say, in that far corner out of the timeout.
Yeah, and that time the Blazers set some nice
They did call it a
picks.
three.
Yeah, that was a three. Rudy usually either steps out of bounds or hits a three. Now this is key that Greg doesn't foul here.
Anderson inside, knocked away by the quick hands of LaMarcus Aldridge. But LaMarcus is so good at that. He gets so many deflections defensively. Anderson still holding that left wrist.
Blazers now 4 for 11 from threes, and they're, as you said, MB, they're 10 for 10 from the foul line.
Klaiza inside, missed it. Oden the rebound. Here comes Blake. Here's Rudy again for three. Let's call it an assist to Roy. How about it?
We can say that here in Portland. We know different, but
not a shot attempt. Let him know down the table. As Greg Oden picks up his third foul, Chucky Atkins goes around and not a whole lot of contact, but enough to blow the whistle.
Yeah, there's enough, and they kind of look for him now. You know how you get reputations about blocking shots or this or that. He has a reputation of now of fouling before the guards, and he gets a nice defensive rebound to start a fast break. And then, see, once again, like Brandon last night, he just can't get the rhythm of the game.
You know, we talked about the biggest challenges for Oden before this season. And we had talked about foul trouble and learning the officials, learning the NBA game. Billups a long three, rebound Przybilla. And it really wasn't an issue for him in his first 15 to 20 games. Now, all of a sudden, he's really fighting foul trouble, and that's probably because teams have scattered him and made adjustments.
That's exactly right. They look at tapes and say, let's get the big guy out of there.
Aldridge a long two from Roy.
Once again, they pay so much attention to Roy. And the Blazers have to watch out that they don't pay so much attention trying to get Roy in the scoring column. And they bypass guys like LaMarcus Aldridge and Rudy.
Billups to J.R. Smith. He's been quiet so far. Atkins back to Smith. A long three is well off the mark. Przybilla inside. Another rebound. He's got 8 already.
What would the Blazers do defensively without Przybilla?
Aldridge against Nene. Step through, knocked away, finds an open Blake who tries a three and hits in the corner. Well, 10-0 Portland run. How's that for bouncing back following the Denver run?
Yeah, the timeouts are real important in this game. There's no doubt about that. Which coach can yell at his team the late?
Well, it's Steve Blake, third three-pointer already in this ball game. And I think 2 of them have been right in front of that Portland bench, as it was a nice find by the Trailblazers. But once again, Coach Rice, Brandon Roy not a huge factor. 2 for 5, 4 points so far. So the bench has picked it up.
Yeah, the bench has. There's a couple fouls by Oden, but, you know, they've increased their shooting from 31 to 50% in that short amount of time because they're attacking the rim a little bit more. They're trying to push the ball up a little bit more. What they're doing, they're getting easier baskets with the second unit, and you're not depending on Brandon Roy to carry you like he did in the Suns game when he had 52.
Well, and Rudy Fernandez, the biggest impact off the bench. He has 10 points. Joel Przybilla, a couple of points, but 8 or 4 points, but 8 rebounds off the bench. And there's the 10-0 run. And it's taken them less than 2 minutes to put that together. In the second quarter here, Portland shooting 7 for 15. Denver just 3 for 9. The big news there is Portland with 6 more field goal attempts, and that's not something we saw last night.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, they don't have a lot of attempts because they're 10 for 10 from the foul line. And the Blazers, of course, haven't shot a foul shot in this game. And that's because they've been staying outside. So, you know, you can live by it and die by it, and we'll see as it goes along if the Blazers, what they do with outside shooting.
Here's J.R. Smith against Roy. Throws it out top, just grabbed by Atkins. Shot clock, though, at 3. Atkins has to fire up a desperation 2. And Blake tracks down the rebound for Portland. Blazers looking to press it again. Aldridge against Anderson. Scores, and he's fouled. Hit on the wrist by the Birdman, and a 3-point opportunity for L.A.
And you see what the Blazers did after that last timeout. They're pushing the ball. They're pushing the ball. Joel that time hit Blake. Blake went up to Roy. Roy got it in to LaMarcus before the Denver defense was set, and they couldn't double team him. So they did a nice job of getting the ball into LaMarcus, and he was able to go one-on-one instead of feeling the trap coming at him.
Well, as I mentioned, Brandon Roy just 5 field goal attempts. Aldridge has 7. Blake has 6. Rudy has 6. You don't always see that. As LaMarcus makes the first free throw attempt of the game for Portland. And the Blazers now by 10. It's a 13-0 Portland run.
You know, everyone talks about Billups and how they've improved offensively.
And Billups trying to show that he was fouled by Roy and really gave up possession and really tried to show that there was maybe more there than there was. And Roy, a nice job to turn and sell the fact that, hey, it's our ball.
Yeah.
And the officials agreed.
And that's what you have to do is the Blazers get a little aggressive. The second unit did their job while they were in there.
Aldridge and Blake catch. Blake thought Aldridge was cutting on that little pick and roll, and Aldridge stayed home. And Blake stops the fast break. Third team foul on Portland, a good foul by Blake. No free throws here.
And I believe George Karl said the same thing Nate did after George's timeout. Let's push it more. Let's get them before they get their defense set. Joel Przybilla is dominating the boards on us. Let's see if we can beat him up the court.
And that pass off the foot of Kenyon Martin, as Chucky Atkins says, my fault. Blazers now, the important thing, close the quarter strong. Close the half, in this case, strong.
Look at them running Rudy down that baseline, getting picks from both sides.
Wearing out Billups, that's for sure.
That's a good thing.
Shot clock down to 6. Rudy has to take a wild 2 against the shot clock. Had a little more time than maybe he realized. Here's Smith. Smith drops it off right to Rudy. And Fernandez fouled in the backcourt by Kenyon Martin.
Well, that's that aggressive attitude we were talking about in the pregame. Kenyon Martin will bang you. He won't give up easy baskets. He's got that University of Cincinnati
mentality, yeah.
Yes.
You know what you're saying.
Yeah, well.
Trying to undress Rudy, it appears.
That too.
There go the shorts, and the shirt nearly came off there.
And it saves, you know, maybe a quick basket because the Blazers are pushing it. And boy, is that good to see.
And it wasn't clear path. There were a couple of the Denver players at least equal to Rudy. Blake and Aldridge again pick and roll. Now Blake has the mismatch. Przybilla slices to the hoop and scoops it in with the left. Nice look inside.
Yeah, Nene was cheating over to help out. Blake saw him and got the ball to Joel Przybilla.
6 points for Joel. 15-0 Portland run.
Don't slow up now on defense. Travis, you got to back up a little bit. That guy can't.
Martin has it blocked by Outlaw out of bounds.
All right.
Martin was more concerned about Przybilla, who he saw closing, and Travis took advantage and slapped it away. Denver will have 6 on the shot clock when we come back. 2:44 for the half. Blazers on a 15-0 run.
The Portland Trailblazers believe that life is more than a game.
More than the numbers on the scoreboard.
On and off the court, we are dedicated to playing for something bigger than ourselves.
And that's why, through the Trailblazers Make It Better community program, we are spending our holiday season making assists both on and off the court by providing gifts, funds, inspiration, and smiles to those in our community most in need.
Simply put, we will do everything we can to make it better. Make it better.
Make it better.
I had the worst day ever.
That's nice.
Mind if I vent for a while?
Mine? I prefer it.
First, I get to work, and the elevator's broken, so I have to right as I'm about to push my Alice totally pulls rank on the
That's venting.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about venting. What are you talking about?
The vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
So should I start venting without you?
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. This holiday season, unwrap a mountain of cash during Coyote Claws, going on now at Spirit Mountain Casino. We're giving away $100,000 in cash and tons of gifts you'll really want. Use your Coyote Club card when playing your favorite games, and you'll automatically be entered to win. Who knows? The Coyote Claws just might put $100,000 under your tree this year. Coyote Claws, now through December 29th at Spirit Mountain Casino. For more info, go to spiritmountain.com.
Bob McCamey and Michael Holton in the home court studios, getting ready for the McDonald's halftime report. 2 big runs by the Blazers here in the first half, and it took just little things to get them started.
It's a little thing that gets a run started. It's extra possessions, I like to call them. You drive, you kick, you get the 3, but it's not the 3 or the missed 3. It's the blue-collar work of Joel Przybilla. Those little sparks ignite flames that we recognize as runs.
And this latest one, 15-0. Let's get back out to the floor to Mike and Mike.
All right, thank you, Bob. Bob McCamian and Michael Holton. More coming up from them at halftime from our Rose Garden studios. We're talking about people affected by the weather and travel. Of course, Tony, one of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
He's down in Los Angeles. Stuck. Can't get into Portland.
And Tony, don't come back to Portland with a suntan. I don't want to see that.
That could happen. Here's Billups. Shot clock at 5. Kenyon Martin, full head of steam. Little jump hook off the mark. There's Przybilla again. And then he saves after Dante Jones knocks it away. And Joel late to come back.
And I like what Blake did. Got Roy the ball before the defense got set.
And Roy now just looking for his teammates as they have responded. Brandon back to Outlaw. Wide open look at a 3. Short. Rebound Martin.
Boy, that's the one you want Travis to hit.
He likes the corner instead. J.R. Smith. And finally, the run is broken. As that ball just did find the bottom. And Denver is probably down saying the same things that we were saying. Boy, unfortunately, we're down just 10.
Yeah. And while Rudy Fernandez was in the game, the Blazers were a plus 17. So it shows they did real well.
Roy, scoop shot, foul called. Free throws coming. Just the second trip to the line tonight for a Portland player. Aldridge's was on a 3-point play. Yeah, if you're into the plus-minus thing, you mentioned Rudy Fernandez, a plus 17 in his time in the game tonight. Chris Anderson, on the other hand, a minus 17 for Denver.
Yeah, most of it was done when both of them were in with the second unit.
Do you like, I mean, and you see on the websites, NBA.com and their box scores, they list plus minus as part of the box score. Do you like that?
You know, it tells more about defense, I think.
I think it's misleading.
Yeah, well, if you've got like a guy that averages 40 a game, like Allen Iverson or something, you look at the plus minus because maybe he's given up the same amount on the other end. So it can be beneficial for a score.
Billups, good defense by Roy to help out. And Martin grabs the offensive rebound. Denver out rebounding Portland by 1 here once again in this first half. Here's Smith, cut off by Przybilla. The open man is Martin. He takes it out. Lonnie blocks him for the second time. Up ahead, Aldridge picked off by Nene. Blazers turn it over for just the 5th time in the half.
Boy, what an addition Nene is to this Denver team. He's been, of course, injured most of his career.
And Nene just doing more pass blocking than setting picks, taking Travis Outlaw out of it, and that's what left Klaiza so wide open for the 3. Big hit for Klaiza.
Just like last night, he got at the end of the third quarter.
Can Blake get it back? Round and out. Rebound Smith. Denver looking to close with some momentum. Klaiza, drop pass. Martin knocked away by Blake, and a foul on Blake. And that is going to be the 4th team foul on Portland. I don't think they'll give free throws here. No. Here's Travis's block as he recovered on Kenyon Martin.
Martin will do that. He doesn't do it as much with Billups on the team now, but he used to do it all the time because he knew AI would throw it up or Carmelo Anthony. So he thought, well, I'll do it too. But he's been much more controlled now.
Nene hits on the baseline. So Denver indeed chipping away.
Well, Nene field goal percentage 60%. So boy, when he makes that little jump shot, he is really valuable to that ball club.
And as we continue to talk about, Portland's 15-0 run answered so far by a 7-1 Denver run. As we take a Subway 20-second timeout. You know, John LaCrofka, working the EVS machine, providing us with all those packages and a lot of our highlights. His wife, Leah LaCrofka, is 30 today, so we want to wish her a happy 30th.
Oh, believe me, she's a saint living with John. Man, I don't know how long they've been married.
Somehow
she's a saint.
You would cut John down. I just didn't know how you'd do it. Well, here's the Western Conference standings. Utah lost tonight at Milwaukee, playing without Mehmet Okur tonight. And you see Portland right there. And the amazing thing about the West now, you lose 1 or 2 or win 1 or 2, and your position changes dramatically at times.
Yeah, Denver was 17-7 and just flying high. And then they lose 3 in a row playing good Western teams and the Cleveland Cavs. And, man, they were 17-10.
Roy has that knocked away and stolen by Billups, and now a foul, and that'll be free throws for Denver. Out of a timeout. And just Roy trying to get position. And credit Billups. He was up there denying Roy the ball. You talk about a disastrous close to a quarter for Portland and heading into the locker room.
Well, you know,
when you would have had a double-digit lead in all of the confidence, all of the momentum, it's now right back in Denver's court.
You know, it's amazing what tape scouting will do. Brandon Roy, with the 5 games previous to last night's game, he set a record for Blazers, scoring 182 points in a 5-game stretch. So that's the most ever in a 5-game stretch for a Blazer. Then last night he gets 8, and tonight he
has 5.
He has 5 points, and if you didn't know Brandon Roy, you'd say, who is that guy? It's amazing how things happen.
Billups 1 of 2. Przybilla fighting with Nene. Ball is nearly tipped into the basket. Shot clock is off. Blazers can hold and would desperately level a hoop heading into the half.
You're not kidding. Something right here.
By the way, Przybilla 10 rebounds in the ball game.
And look how they're playing Brandon Roy, nose to nose. They're not going to help out on Rudy.
5 seconds. Rudy spins in the middle and throws it away. And that'll do it for the first half. We talk all the time about the importance of closing quarters and closing halves. In fact, we probably make people sick with the amount we talk about it, but that's a good example of what we're talking about, what Denver just did. Blazers had a 15-0 run, flipped the other way, and Denver ends the half down only 5. Bob and Michael coming up. Stay tuned.
With the holidays here, no need to go nuts. No need to get bogged down in holiday what's. To transform your holiday what's into wows, we have a whole store full of holiday hows. How to twinkle and brighten your tree or your yard. How to find just the right gift for Aunt Hildegard. Well, in only one stop at your nearest Fred Meyer, you'll find all the food, gifts, and decor you require. So hurry in, hurry up. Come, get inspired with a store full of holiday house called Fred Meyer.
Right now, Kia's making it even easier to get into a new car by creating the biggest deal you've ever seen. For a limited time only, we're offering huge savings on our full line of quality cars, SUVs, and minivans, with up to $5,000 cash back on select models. With savings like these, we think you'll agree. It's a really big deal. Hurry in and get up to $5,000 cash back or 0% APR at the Kia Big Deal event. And check out the new Soul at your local Kia retailer.
Circuit City's the place for store-wide savings. Right now, save up to 30% on clearance items throughout the store. Limited quantities and no rain checks. See store for details. Plus, use your Circuit City card and pay no interest for 18 months store-wide on total purchases $9.99 and up. Save up to $1,200 on Sony LCD TVs. Save $40 on this Canon PowerShot, just $159.99. Or save $80 on this TomTom GPS, only $99.99. Save store-wide today at Circuit City.
And welcome to the McDonald's halftime report. We're inside the cozy and warm home court studios. Hope you're cozy and warm wherever you are. The Blazers making spirits bright for their fans with defense like that. And they're in a great battle with the Denver Nuggets right now. Bob McCamey and Michael Holton, Merry Christmas to you all from the home court studios. It was a scary start to this game because the Trailblazers looked like they had the same malaise they played in last night in Denver, and it took a couple little sparks to get things started.
Both teams were running in quicksand to start the game, it seemed like, and the Trailblazers started settling for some of those long shots, which is cause for concern. But as they settled in, started to play like they were in front of their home crowd.
And a guy who didn't get to do much last night off the bench was the spark, because when Sergio Rodriguez came in the game, Blazers down 5, he got it started.
Well, he got the instruction from Nate McMillan to make something happen, and he was creative with the bounce. They're creating a shot for himself. Now to the bucket, draw, and his cousin kick, Travis Outlaw. Sergio using the bounce in the half court, but it's Joe Przybilla doing blue-collar work in the painted area that creates the extra possessions that get the Trailblazers going. Sergio, I like it when he gets to the hole and uses a little double clutch off the window. He certainly played free and loose. Channing Frye back in the rotation, knocking down a jumper.
That's good to see. And so back in their places, things work out a little bit. Now, the other half of the Spanish connection always seems when Sergio has things going, Rudy Fernandez follows. Rudy, part of the Blazers' first big run of the game in the first quarter.
Creativity was in the air. Rudy Fernandez always doing something with the bounce. Out on the floor, that high screen roll that the Trailblazers have used a heavy dose of this first half features the talents of Rudy. Now he comes off the baseline screen, but he's aware of the shot clock because he's not a rookie, he's a veteran. Backs you up, tees it up from distance. Rudy really made some things happen. And then on the defensive end, when the ball flows, Rudy gets loose in the open court, runs the floor. Those are easy fast break points, Bob, and they are important to the Trailblazer effort tonight.
And Rudy had a personal 8-0 run as part of that surge. He has 10 at the half. Well, if you like that run, there was another one coming in the second quarter, and this one was even more dominant as the Blazers ripped off 15 straight.
This run was cause for separation, if you will. The Trailblazers finally got in the open court, and for Rudy, that's a layup. But he came up short, extra possession, Brandon Roy. Everybody's dialed in. When the ball moves, everybody moves. Now, you're going to double Brandon tonight. LaMarcus goes where good offense goes, where the defense isn't. Knocks down the jumper. Low post action. The Denver Nuggets want to double the Trailblazers, making them pay by spacing the floor and moving the ball. Again, LaMarcus going to the mid post this time. And that's weight room all summer to take Chris with him to the line.
So Rudy Fernandez has 10 points, 9 apiece for Steve Blake and LaMarcus Aldridge, and the Blazers lead by 5 at the half. Much more to come on the McDonald's halftime report. We'll take you on a little tour around the rest of the NBA. Blazers getting a little help in Milwaukee tonight.
As easy as it is for Greg Oden to bounce this ball is the ease of menu value pricing, because you're provided the invoice document with our great menu price.
It's a no-hassle process where you can make a decision in just minutes.
Visit our locations in Milwaukee and Wilsonville, as well as online at drivehomehappy.com.
Town & Country dealerships. They'll make you feel like you're number one.
Menu value pricing only at Town & Country dealerships. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
It's winter out there, and you've still got places to go. Wherever you're headed, whatever the weather, depend on Les Schwab to get you there. We'll help you make the right choice from a great selection of all-season tires, traction tires, and easy-to-install chains. And remember, a reliable battery is important in winter, too. Les Schwab Tires. We help make getting there safer.
Thank you for agreeing to take part in our product test.
We'll be asking for your opinion today about 2 hamburgers that you will taste.
We would like you to take several bites of each hamburger, enough to form an opinion.
We asked these people who've never eaten a burger which they preferred, Whopper or Big Mac. Congratulations, McDonald's. You've won second.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used without the written consent of the NBA. Log on to NBA.com immediately following the game for live press conferences and video highlights.
There's 12 games in the NBA tonight, but this is the only one still going on. You're watching the McDonald's halftime report. The Portland Trail Blazers leading the Denver Nuggets 47-42 because of plays like this. Blazers knocking it down again from the outside against the Nuggets. Well, a lot of games going on around the country, so let's get right to it. A possible NBA Finals matchup. We talk about this all the time when we get a good East and a West team together. That is, of course, the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland undefeated at home at the Q this year. Delonte West will take it to the rack for a big 2. Houston got a nice game last night from Aaron Brooks. Tonight, Rafer Alston representing for the Guards. Makes it a 2-point game. This game was nip and tuck for a long time, but Cleveland pulled away late. And who was the hero? Let me guess. Could it be LeBron James? 27 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. Cleveland pulls away to win it 99-90, and they are still undefeated at the Q. I don't want to play them in the playoffs unless it's the finals.
That's impressive for sure.
And Houston's been playing very well lately. All right, what was the other big one in the game? Well, this was the Lakers at New Orleans. Everybody's saying the Lakers are going to have problems now. Not so much. In fact, New Orleans struggled all night against L.A. Kobe didn't have to have a huge night, but Pau Gasol, he seems to get it started all the time now. First quarter stuff, he finished with 20 points. Hornets, no offense. Chris Paul, 6 of 16. David West, 5 of 15. Leading scorer was Morris Pete off the bench with 16 points, but no defense for the Lakers at all. Bynum gets the miss. Back up for the power slam. And, oh yeah, Kobe did his thing tonight. This is pretty sweet. 26. Ooh, how did he stuff that? Let's see it again, Michael.
That's nice. Show me a reverse angle.
Really nice.
Ooh,
we have another look.
Nice.
There's another look.
So nice, we got to see it twice,
But
Bob.
the Lakers won. Trust us, the Lakers won the game. Here is the scoreboard. Atlanta beats OKC. Cleveland a winner. New Jersey got a buzzer beater from Devin Harris, beat Indiana. Charlotte over Washington. Boston wins again at home. Miami over Golden State. Lakers, New Orleans, you see. Detroit wins at home against the Bulls, who can't win on the road. Milwaukee beat Utah. Jazz did not have Okur or Boozer in that game. Dallas over Memphis. San Antonio beat Minnesota. And maybe the biggest game in the Northwest tonight was college basketball. Portland State, you've seen it on our ticker earlier, beat Gonzaga in Spokane 77-70. Big ups for Oregonians Jeremiah Dominguez and Phil Nelson, who led the way. And, of course, Ken Bone, one of our favorite college coaches.
Got it done. Talked to him today when he was en route to Gonzaga. Got there late this afternoon and got the job done. Good job. Congratulations, PSU.
Ford announces Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
On every Ford car, truck, and SUV. The Plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford Credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back. And that's on the entire lineup of Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
For savings up to $11,103. See your Northwest Ford dealer today.
Man, basketball means everything to me, and maybe my mom should tell you this story, but it was Christmas, and I was like 8 years old, and it was snowing like crazy. All I could think about was playing ball. And next thing you know, I was outside shoveling the driveway. I put all the snow on top of the hoop so that way the wind wouldn't blow it over. And I turned around and my mom was standing there with a pair of gloves. And she kind of smiled and said, well, if you want to keep playing basketball, you got to put the gloves on. All right, I'll do it. Anything to play basketball. The House of Hoops by Foot Locker. It's pretty hard to shoot with gloves on.
Tulip Red, available at Miller Paint. Miller Paint, your color, our paint. $5 foot long. $5 foot long. It's good going strong.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Lots and lots like the delicious oven-roasted chicken breast, black forest ham, and the Oh My meatball marinara. $5 footlongs, all day, every day.
At Subway.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is being brought to you by your Northwest-grown, employee-owned Bi-Mart. Just right for the Northwest. By Kia Motors, proud partner of the Portland Trailblazers. Kia, the power to surprise. By Corona and Corona Light, official sponsors of The Timeout. Relax responsibly. By Subway, $5 footlongs at Subway all day, every day. Subway, eat fresh. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you?
And back here in Portland at halftime, you saw the snow on the ground outside. Of course, Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day on Thursday. Blazers take on Dallas on Christmas Day on Thursday. Yeah. Welcome back courtside. Mike Barrett back with Mike Rice. Interesting first half, a half of runs. Blazers had the big 15-0 run, and then Denver closed the half and grabbed momentum.
Yeah, you say runs, and that's what it was. They played well in spurts, but not totally. And I know Nate looks at the bench probably as the savior. 22 points for the Blazers off their bench to 16. And in a back-to-back, it's very important. Blazers in the second quarter pushed it up to 48% shooting. Three-point shooting 15 times. That's a little too much when you look at their free throw shooting. That's the difference in the game. They're not settling for three-pointers. They're getting to the foul line. Blazers a little better rebounding than last night. They're only one down. They should be up on this Denver team. Turnovers, that's the big thing. 10 turnovers for 12 points for the Blazers. That's keeping them in the game. And assists. Denver's second best assist team in the NBA. They're 4 behind the Blazers tonight.
No Denver players in double figures. And the only Blazer in double figures comes from that bench unit. Rudy Fernandez with 10, Steve Blake with 9. He had 3 3-pointers. LaMarcus Aldridge had a big game last night and not a bad game so far tonight. Well, the Kia halftime highlights tonight belong to Rudy Fernandez. Kia, the power to surprise. But Rudy, 10 points off the bench, 2 for 4 from long range, and 4 for 7 overall.
Yeah, and Rudy did some things when the outside shot wasn't there and they came out and closed on him. He took it to the hoop a couple times, ran the floor well, so he's mixing it up. When Roy only has 5, you need someone else like Rudy or Travis to step up. Travis Outlaw has not scored in this game. Greg Oden has not scored in this game, only 2 rebounds, so somebody has to pick up the slack.
Here are your keys to the game from earlier.
Beat Roy's double team. They haven't done that so far, so the Blazers have to work on that. Points off of turnovers, that's a check for the Blazers. Usually it's Denver leading in that category. Free throw line, ooh, that could be the worst of all. 2 for 3 and 11 for 12. That's got to turn around.
Well, and the number to look at when you're talking about the impact the free throws have had, The Blazers have 20 made field goals in the game. Denver 14.
Yeah.
And you'd think the lead would be bigger, but then you look at the free throw stats. Denver 11 for 12 and Portland 2 for 3.
And that's not by accident. It's like Utah. Utah sets their game plan to get to the foul line, get points in the paint. That's their philosophy. Denver now with Chauncey Billups can also do that. With Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony in there shooting jumpers, you couldn't do that. Now you can set a game plan and try to attack the other team's weakness.
Denver they limped that second quarter, shooting to 6 for 18. But again, they have to be looking at it saying, hey guys, we're fortunate to be down 5. We grabbed all the momentum before the end of the first half. We got a chance to pull a 2-game sweep here on back-to-back nights of a division rival. Blazers, meanwhile, have to protect that home court, coming off that huge win over the Phoenix Suns on this home court last Thursday, and then dropped that game in Denver last night. Cannot afford to drop another. Nene back to Kenyon Martin. Foul line jumper is off. Rebound tip kept alive by Dante Jones. Block shot by Oden. And Oden picks up his 4th foul 21 seconds into the second half.
That wasn't Greg's fault. That's not getting help from Nicholas Batum, LaMarcus Aldridge. They're not fighting the boards. That's a guard in there, Dante Jones, hitting it up, and the Blazers guards not getting in there and keeping Dante Jones off the board.
Greg frustrated as he heads to the sideline.
Yeah, well, it's live and learn, and that's the young man is learning, and the rest of the Blazers are just as much responsible for that last foul. Nicholas, as we said, has to get more involved on the defensive end. He knows he's not one of the key men. He's not one of the options on the offensive end, so he's got to get like he was earlier.
Yeah,
yes,
he certainly can be. He's taken a couple of shots tonight.
And he's the guy early in the season that really surprised the Blazers. Now he's kind of gone into a shell a little bit, very much like J.R. Smith. Since Billups has come over, J.R. Smith, the only way he gets playing time is if he controls his game, and I think he's got the handcuffs. George Karl put handcuffs on the guy.
He's only taken 2 shots in this game.
Yeah, you don't see his great ability, but sometimes he gets wild and he gets in the coach's doghouse. Both Byron Scott and George Karl have put him there.
Shot clock at 5. Blake gets a pick from Aldridge, bumped by Martin. Now throws up a difficult 2, and he hit it over Kenyon Martin, who is right in his face. And Kenyon Martin slaps Blake on the head, says, nice shot, I did everything I could.
Remember, Blakey played for the Nuggets in 2006. In 49 games he started. Had a great season, too.
J.R. Smith on cue for 3, and that's long. Rebound, Nene. Blake, though, takes it away, and it's picked up by Batum.
That's what you need, a little aggressive defense. Blazers last in the NBA in steals. Get going.
Roy will see if he can get going. This one off the mark, and again, that is how it's been the last 2 games. And Aldridge then hit hard from behind by Smith. Free throws for LaMarcus, but boy, Brandon Roy just cannot get one to go down the last couple of nights. Here's Blake.
Yeah, they're playing very aggressive out of it. And Blake.
You can look at Kenyon Martin here. So, what are you talking
about? Before the ball game, I saw him come over and give Blake a big hug. So, Blake was the guy that decided when Carmelo Anthony would get the ball, when Allen Iverson would get it. And Allen Iverson started out as the point guard, and then they ended up, Blake had to go in as the point. And Allen, once again, as he has for almost every coach he's played for, moved over to the 2, just so he wouldn't have the ball in his hands all the time.
And after Blake played that half a season in Denver following the trade from Milwaukee, he became a free agent. Denver badly wanted him back. Tried to convince him to come back, and Steve said, nope, I'm going back to Portland.
Wise decision, especially for the Blazers.
Nene tied up by Blake, but he got it back after that ball was not held long enough to be a jump ball. Then Martin fouled, and free throws coming as Nicholas Batum came over a little bit too aggressive and really bailed out Denver. Blazers had played 20 seconds of great defense, and with the shot clock at 4, Nene nowhere to go with it. Kenyon Martin nowhere to go with it. Just threw up a shot, and Batum left his feet, fouled him. So back to the free throw line is Martin. He hit his first 2 tonight.
Denver is not afraid to get their shot blocked. There's only 3 teams in the NBA that get their shot blocked more than this ball club, simply because guys like Carmelo Anthony, they take it to the rack, and they're trying to get to the foul line, and they're not afraid to get fouled. J.R. Smith was that way. Chauncey Billups is that way. So you might block their shot, but they'll also get to the foul line. Not a bad philosophy.
And Martin misses a pair here, and Przybilla pulls down rebound number 11.
Amazing, isn't it? The guy just comes in there and he's in the right place at the right time.
Well, and it's the perfect situation, as Aldridge going back to the line. Perfect situation for Greg Oden to learn under Przybilla, and it's not necessarily a bad thing that Oden is starting. And I've heard people talk about, should Greg be starting, should Joel be starting? But in this case, Greg goes in and gets in foul trouble. Portland, it's not like they have to readjust to playing with Przybilla.
Right.
They played with him. He started most of the games last season. So it's not like it's an adjustment. And Joel can go in and restore order. And Greg can learn under him, and he has. As there's Carmelo. No Carmelo tonight for Denver, obviously.
Oh, nice shirt, tie. I like Carmelo.
And there's Tim Gergerich down in the right corner there, your old coaching foe from the Pittsburgh days in college basketball.
Sure. We were rivals. He was at Pitt and I was at Duquesne.
There's some stories about your rivalries. There's Greg, former Blazer assistant. 8-point Portland lead. Just 2 minutes into the third here. Should I call you guys bitter rivals?
Yes, bitter rivals. Would describe us. Anything with Pitt would be bitter.
Smith inside, spins, lost it, got back by Martin. Shot clock at 7. Smith an open 3. That's off the mark. Rebound Przybilla. J.R. Smith now 1 for 4 in the game. Batum stepped on the sideline. Blazer turnover. And Nate McMillan is telling his team, calm down a little bit. Don't have to make a decision that quickly once we get the ball into the front court.
Or you don't have to step out of bounds when you catch it. Oh, Nate just kind of quivered.
Denver ice cold here. Blazers passing up an opportunity to build their lead.
Boy, Denver's got tired legs, and the Blazers not taking advantage of it. They're not letting this team know you have no chance to win this.
Martin drives down the lane with the left hand, finishes, and just like that, it's a 6-point game.
Yeah, see, and the Blazers let him back in when you got a guy like Chauncey Billups.
Roy runs into Nene, and then he goes down, and Brandon hit hard. He's still on the floor holding the back of his head. Let's see what happened. Roy's still on the floor. The Blazers will probably take a 20 here. I'm not even sure what happened. It was the back of Brandon's head. He and Nene seem to come together.
He's holding his nose. No, in the back of his head. You're right. Back of his head.
Right into his knee. That's what happened.
Knee, back of the head.
8:58 left here in the third quarter. We'll check on Brandon. He's up and looks to be okay.
It's Car and Driver's best pickup 2 years running and offers an EPA estimated 21 miles per gallon highway. Nobody beats it. Not Ford, not Toyota, nobody. The Chevy Silverado XFE, made by GM. Surprised? Now get this Silverado with an EPA estimated 19 mpg highway for around 18 grand, a total value over 9,800. Plus, get 2 season passes to Mount Bachelor Ski Resort when you buy any new 08 or 09 Chevy car, truck, or SUV.
Pairing beer with food works just as well as pairing wine with food. You can find a beer to match up with anything.
Sam Adams, I think it's the best beer to drink with food.
If people are really honest with themselves, I think sometimes you'd just rather have a beer.
Blake now throws to Roy. Brandon a three-pointer out front. Hit it! Yes, he did! Whoa! The natural buries a 30-footer at the buzzer.
I'm an original.
I'm an original.
I am original. I like the spice of life.
I'm not down with bland. I always bring the flavor. So does McDonald's new spicy chicken sandwich with a spicy, crispy, all-white meat chicken breast.
Topped with fresh lettuce,
ranch or chipotle barbecue sauce.
for an extra kick.
The ideal combo.
Heat and flavor. The new spicy chicken sandwich. Cause I'm spicy like that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Back here in Portland, 8:58 left here in the third quarter. The Nuggets just trailing Portland by 4 now, and obviously very happy to be that close. All right, Rudy Fernandez, the newest Blazer to get a bobblehead. You can get yours at Joe's. Just buy $40 worth of Trailblazers gear and you'll receive a free Rudy bobblehead. Supplies are limited. Hurry into Joe's Sports, Outdoor, and more for the bobblehead. Are you taking a look at the bobblehead now?
Yeah, there's the bobblehead. I don't know if
we showed it to Rudy on the
Rudy's
plane last night.
hair is like that,
and he almost stole this one from us.
Yeah, it's a handsome bobblehead, probably more so than any other bobblehead.
It was a bobblehead crush.
That's right.
As here is Aldridge. Works to the middle. Hook shot off the mark. Rebound, Nene. So the Blazers come up empty out of the timeout, and Denver has got to be thinking, how are we just 4 points down in this ballgame?
They're very physical defending inside shots.
Pick and roll. Martin kicks it back out to Smith. He's going to hit one of these eventually. Not this time. Przybilla, rebound number 13.
And that time, Brandon Roy boxed out Dante Jones really well. Didn't let the guard in like he did 2 possessions ago.
Marcus up top, back to Roy, who stays in the game, obviously, following that knee to the back of the head. Now wants to move on Dante Jones to the rim. Scores with the left hand. Where's that been?
Yeah, right. Where's that been? But it's not too late. Not too late for it to come home.
Just the 3rd field goal of the game. 7 points for Roy, but that, a big bucket there, and got the crowd back involved. Martin waits for traffic to clear, now squares up on Aldridge. The jumper over LaMarcus is off. Loose ball foul, Joel Przybilla, as Nene did a nice job selling that. And that's just the 2nd foul on Joel. Here's the Roy drive a moment ago. Look at the spin. And look how gets it around Nene.
And look how many men came at him. You know, he spun around one. There was a second, then a third trying to block the shot at the rim. That's what Brandon Roy is going to have to go through to get a shot off.
3 team fouls already on Portland here in the quarter. So Denver have been to the line a lot, and they stand to get there a lot more. Blake zips a pass down to Aldridge, and Kenyon Martin read it and steals. Portland now with 9 turnovers in the game. Billups in transition. Make it 4 team fouls on Portland with still 7:18 to go in the quarter.
And that's when we were talking about Billups and how clever he is. He knows when to run. He knows when to attack. Blazers big guys weren't down court, and all he saw in front of him were Nicholas and Blake. And he said, now I can attack these 2 guys and get to the foul line. Doesn't look like he's having a big offensive game, but he's just making sure that this Denver team, he knows it's a bump and grind, back-to-back type game, and he's going to make sure his club stays physical.
Denver now 15 for 18 at the free throw line. Billups into double figures with 10. He's 5 for 6 at the line. Portland is 5 for 7 at the free throw line in this game. Blake being defended by Billups. Now they get the switch. Billups on Roy. Portland the advantage there. Przybilla back to Blake. Shot clock at 10. Blake to Aldridge. Denver really pressing defensively now. Blake, they nearly throw it away. 2 seconds. Blake for 3. Knocked down by Nene. Offensive rebound. Aldridge, and Blake has it. New shot clock. Blake was leveled on that 3-point attempt by Nene. Now another turnover. Martin reads and steals. Dante Jones through the middle. Roy blocked it. Ball knocked loose. And Roy saves. And then Batum throws it away at the side as Portland looking to break. But 11 Portland turnovers. And Batum out, Travis Outlaw in. Wild exchange here. Beautiful defensive play by Roy to block the shot attempt by Dante Jones. And Nicholas Batum mad at himself. He doesn't do many things that are wrong as far as turnovers being in the wrong place. We always talk about how
he got excited.
Knows the game so well.
He thought, Roy made a nice play, and he's going to take advantage of it. Nene will try to get to the rim here and get to the foul line.
Goes baseline around Przybilla. Lost it out of bounds.
That's
what he fouls on Przybilla, and that foul called from out near midcourt. Tough angle, and free throws now for Nene.
Yeah, and you could just see it in his eyes. He was going to put his head down and just take it to the rim, get to the foul line. That's why Nene shoots 62%. Only played 16 games last year, had cancer surgery. And everyone thought, well, the young man from Brazil will get tired. He doesn't look like this season he gets tired at the end of the game at all.
He's got a double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds now. Of course, last night in Denver, they made 19 points, 11 rebounds.
Well, he's just solid. He's solid. He signed through 2011, 2012, signed a nice contract. A lot of people said, how can you sign a guy that's injured all the time? Well,
it's all about opportunity. Marcus Camby goes, and all of a sudden, Nene shows he's more than capable of stepping up and playing that center spot. It's an 8-2 Nuggets run right now. Outlaw spins, goes inside with the left, and gets the roll.
Boy, you don't see him finishing at the rim like that very often. Nice move by Travis.
Blazers nearly made a big mistake by leaving Kleza wide open. First two for Outlaw, by the way. Dante Jones with Roy on him. Now they switch. Shot under pressure. Aldridge got a piece of that Dante Jones shot, and here comes Roy. Travis over Kleza, a long two, and he hit.
Well, sometimes Travis Outlaw's much better off if he's not thinking out there. I heard Nate say, take it, and he took it. Not bad.
Blazer lead back to 6. Billups trying to get Nene open on a pick and roll. Kleza. Shot clock down to 8.
See, first two dribbles always towards the basket.
Billups knocked away, foul called. And it's going to be on Blake for the reach, says Ronnie Garrettson. No, it's going to be on Travis Outlaw.
See, if you attack the rim like Denver's doing, you don't have to have a great shooting night, and you don't have to take a lot of shots. You just take most of them from the foul line where no one's defending you. Boy, and that's why you just have to love Billups. You know, it made a race of the Northwest Division. Utah loses tonight. I think that's their 12th loss. So, you know, that opens the door for one of these two teams to take over the lead in the Northwest Division. And remember, the winner is the 4th seed. In the playoffs. So home court advantage in the first round. So it means a lot, this game.
Five minutes for the quarter. Once again, a 4-point game. And Denver doing this once again tonight without Carmelo Anthony, who's in a suit behind their bench.
Boy, we haven't seen LaMarcus Aldridge in a while.
Blake thought about the 3, hesitated. Outlaw doesn't hesitate. It's a long 2, and it is long, and the rebound claimed by Martin. And Denver full head of steam. The other way, Atkins and Nene play catch, and now Nene takes an elbow jumper and hits again. 14 for him to go along with 12 rebounds.
You know, we talked about the cancer surgery. The year before, he missed with the ACL surgery. But it didn't shorten his 7'5" wingspan.
Roy hit by Billups, and a late foul call. George Karl all over Ron Elysiak.
Well, that's because they yelled, hey, from way down at the other end.
But just the 3rd team foul on Denver here in the quarter, so no free throws yet for Portland. And Nate McMillan could bite through steel at this point, and he calls a 20-second timeout as Travis Outlaw with a lazy pass inside, and Nene just easily picked it off. And you can't be giving away buckets like that and expect to beat a division rival like Denver, who is hungry and looking to beat Portland for the 2nd time in 2 nights as this timeout goes full. And that's the easiest bucket Nene has had all night. It's only his 6th shot in the ball game, but he's got 16 points.
Blake now throws to Roy. Landing a 3-pointer out front. Hit it! Yes, he did! Oh, yeah! Wow! Are you kidding me? The natural buries a 30-footer at the buzzer. And the Blazers run off the court. A winner by 2.
Right now, Kia's making it even easier to get into a new car by creating the biggest deal you've ever seen. For a limited time only, we're offering huge savings on our full line of quality cars, SUVs, and minivans, with up to $5,000 cash back on select models. With savings like these, we think you'll agree. It's a really big deal. Hurry in and get up to $5,000 cash back or 0% APR at the Kia Big Deal event. And check out the new Soul at your local Kia retailer.
Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. I was cleaning up. I'm a neat freak. Are you ready to catch the movie?
Yeah, totally.
Let's go. Old couch.
Someday, a new couch. Today, open a Wells Fargo free checking account and get unique tools that make managing your money easy. Seize yours someday at Wells Fargo.
4:18 left here in the third. Blazers give away a bucket before that timeout. Nate McMillan spending much of it speaking to them about that. Jones and the Trailblazers want to know where in the world our fans are wearing their Blazer gear. Take a picture of yourself on vacation in your Blazers gear and send it to us at the 4Fans page on Trailblazers.com. This is Matthew Rucker and a group of friends showing their Blazer spirit at Safeco Field in Seattle, and all those guys from Portland. And that must have been, what, last summer? Well, as the Blazers now the Northwest NBA team.
Yes. We're hoping everyone in Seattle's enjoying it. Now, they've got to find a way, the Blazers, to get Brandon Roy to that foul line. He's number 3 in free throws made with guards. Only LeBron and Wade are ahead of him. Tonight, he's made 1. So, you know, that defense is just stopping.
Blake underneath draws a crowd. Roy, a fadeaway 3 is short. Przybilla grabs the rebound. And a new shot clock.
I got a trivia for you on Przybilla's rebounding.
All right.
He's number 2 in rebounding off the bench. Who's number 1?
And rebounding off the bench is Roy hit. And a late call. Ronnie Garrettson had to make the call out near mid-court. Jason Phillips right in front of the play opts not to blow the whistle.
And Nate is up all the way to half court looking at Phillips, wondering what is going on.
Barking at him right now.
Yeah.
As that was clear, something had to be called. As Chris Anderson checks in, Nene. I don't know if they banged knees with Brandon or what he did, but that is that right knee.
Sure.
He's had surgery on. He limps to the bench, and it could have been a hip, could have been a Charlie horse shot to the thigh.
Yeah, I think it was
or maybe not.
A little above the knee.
I think a little above the thigh, I'm afraid, too.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. Portland another shot. As Roy has it, 5 seconds to shoot. Brandon well away from the hoop. Blake has to take a deep 3. He got this part of the rim at least. And then Kleza and Roy come together. Kleza now slow to get up. Don't bump into Brandon Roy, I guess, is the moral of the story in this last possession. And a 20-second timeout. George Karl all over Jason Phillips, so he's hearing it from Nate and from George. He got this part of the rim at least. 7 left. And then Kleza and Roy come together. Kleza now slow to get up.
Good hustle.
Roy and Kleza kind of came together. Loose ball, and obviously Denver wanted the loose ball foul called on Roy. And both players kind of going for it. It's a full timeout now. And we're tied at 58 after a couple of kind of ugly possessions. Rebecca Harlow, help us out.
Well, guys, in that last timeout, Nate McMillan looked at the guys and said Chauncey Billups and the rest of the perimeter shooters are putting their heads down and driving inside, trying to draw the foul. You guys need to take a step back and make those guys shoot over you versus letting them get to the line.
For the Verizon Wireless home line.
All right, Rebecca, you know, that's what we've been saying, and Nate's saying it.
Because you got shot blockers in there.
Yeah.
If you're Portland.
All right, then what was that trivia question? Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 rebounder off the bench. Joel is number 2. It's a guy that you know. You've been familiar with his career.
Zach Randolph is starting, so it's not Zach Randolph.
No, he's starting.
I know you say familiar with his career.
He's young. A rookie.
A rookie?
He's a rookie, and he leads the NBA in rebounding off the bench. And he's from Oregon.
Aaron Brooks? He's five.
He's really playing well there, Brooks.
I mean, he's been doing a little of everything.
No, Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
Love
You say he went to the University of Oregon?
No, I said he's from.
I thought you said he's from the University of Oregon. So I'm sitting there scanning, thinking,
UCLA just they turned in their grave.
Yeah, Kevin Love and Greg Oden have been battling for that rebound lead among rookies. Here's Blake for three. Got it from Roy.
Well, Roy says all the attention's coming to me. I can't get to the foul line. They're triple teaming me. I got to find my best buddy, Steve Blake, to shoot a three.
Good defense by Roy. Billups gets some space, left it short. Roy moving the feet defensively. Here's Blake the other way. See if Portland can mount another run.
Blazers have to execute now. Set good inside picks.
Sergio to check in next dead ball. Blake and Aldridge, two-man game. LaMarcus passes it up for three from Travis, and it's long. And here come the Nuggets.
Keep an eye on Clayson now.
He's wide open in the far corner. Blazers don't know who's on him. Here's Clay's three, and it's in. And just like the end of the third quarter last night, and I believe you even said the same thing.
Yes.
Find where Clayza is.
And the Blazers defensively couldn't find him. I think that was Travis and the Spanish connections coming in.
Boy, nearly a third. And it is a third turnover created by Kenyon Martin as Blake mad at himself. And Steve's always one of the leaders in assist to turnover ratio. And that's 5 turnovers by Blake tonight. A season high. You just don't see that.
No, and it's the same with Billups. Billups and Blakey throughout the years have always fought for leadership in that assist to turnover ratio. They're in the top 5 this year.
Atkins into traffic. You might want to get a hand in Clay's face as Outlaw dares him to shoot a three, and Clay's calmly drills it again.
Well, at least Travis found him that time. Last time, Travis didn't find him. Boy, this is a key time in this game, this last 1:30.
It's closing a quarter again, and Denver is the team doing it. Rudy, baseline, tiptoes, finds Aldridge. LaMarcus, shot clock at 2, takes a leaner, big bucket by Aldridge.
Well, Rudy created something. You know, it wasn't great, and LaMarcus finished it off. If you're Nate, you don't love it, but you'll take it.
Atkins challenges Rodriguez. Martin leaves the hook short. Here comes Sergio. 1 minute left for the quarter. Rodriguez to LaMarcus, and he's hit hard. Free throws coming. I think everybody okay on Photographer's Row down there. Take a look at Rodriguez, though, push the pace.
And watch Jason Phillips on that side of the court not call this. Called on the other side. He's not going to get a Christmas card from Nate McMillan.
Or you, it sounds like.
Well,
I don't think you're going to get one from him.
I go by what I see on the replay. I've got the replay.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
No.
You got to consider that.
Well, I'm glad we could consider something with him. Oh.
Portland just 6 for 8, meanwhile, at the free throw line. Denver 19 for 22. You talk about a stat that just leaps off the monitor as what has been the story of the game. Aldridge 6 for 7, 16 points in the game. He and Blake, the only starters in double figures. Blake has 14. Roy with 7 points. Atkins wouldn't take the three, mad at himself, wanted to take it. Here's Carter. Anthony Carter, long 2, and he hit it. Big bucket.
Sure is.
Carter, just his second field goal.
With Billups on the bench getting that important rest, they've got 2 veterans in there right now, Carter and Atkins.
Lob to Rudy, made the catch, didn't hit it. Now Travis, ripped away by Carter. And a foul by Carter and free throws for Rudy Fernandez. And normally we'd say money in the bank, but Rudy has missed a few lately, including he missed one last night. And I know to say miss one, big deal, but Fernandez doesn't miss free throws.
No, and he won't miss these 2. This is big right here, big. Boom.
And there is a difference of about 5 seconds, shot clock and game clock. So Portland theoretically can get a final look at this, barring a foul. And Rudy hits pair.
George Karl is up.
Flag.
The last 5 minutes, George knows this is big. I have a chance to beat the Blazers. Only 2 other teams have done it this year on miracle shots.
At home.
At home.
Atkins backing down Sergio, watching the clock. Shot clock at 6. Atkins goes for 3. Long. Aldridge the rebound. 5 seconds. Sergio up ahead. Travis zip past Rudy. Didn't know how much time there was left. And it was an over and back call. So they're going to put time back on the clock. Not much, but Rudy came down funny on his right knee, and he is holding that.
Oh, yeah, I hope he just banged it knee to knee, and it's because he can't even walk. He is, that's not
I guess they're not going to put time back on the clock. They're just going to call it the quarter. We'll check on Rudy Fernandez as he's talking to Jay Jensen about what just happened. We know the least of which what happened. Blazers missed an opportunity to end the quarter with a bucket. They take a 1-point lead to the 4th.
Brakes. The most important system in your car. If you're experiencing symptoms of worn brakes, noise or grinding, pulsation, brake grab, or if your brake pedal needs excessive pressure, come into Les Schwab for a free brake inspection. If your brakes need service, we do it right, we do it complete. Repairing, resurfacing, replacing, and adjusting. All backed by our full parts and labor guarantee. Les Schwab Brake Service. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
We're talking ball. We're talking Trailblazers.
What's acceptable is this team to be in the postseason.
We're talking NBA.
If he's going anywhere, he's going with Jay-Z to Brooklyn.
We're talking Pac-10.
We know it's the Beavers because Riley's a great coach and Bilatti's crazy.
We're talking everything sports.
I'm not as much on the experience thing. I think it comes down to talent.
We're talking ball. After every home game, we go live from the Agency Ultra Sports Lounge in downtown Portland. Talking ball. Tonight at 10 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
Ford announces Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
On every Ford car, truck, and SUV. The Plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford Credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back. And that's on the entire lineup of Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers for savings up to $11,103. See your Northwest Ford dealer today.
What is he doing? Said something about not driving through Texas without getting a shot of a bull.
Guys!
Ooh. Maybe we should help him. First one to get an empty chip?
Taco Bell's new fully loaded nachos. Loaded with toppings so there are no empty chips.
Not it. Not it.
He seems angry!
But we watched the replays during the timeout and looked and looked and looked for any place that Rudy could have hurt the knee and really didn't see anything.
Awkward. And possibly he's okay. Atkins out to Carter. Anthony Carter, elbow jumper is down, and Denver reclaims the lead.
Well, the Blazers, I'm looking at Nene. He has 97 fouls. That's number 3 for centers, personal fouls. He has 1 tonight. He hasn't even had an opportunity to get a foul.
Lazy pass, stolen. And that's Carter to Atkins. Watch the lob to Anderson. And he missed the dump. Big miss for Denver. Here comes Sergio the other way. 3-on-2 down the middle. Anderson, the rejection. Out of bounds. Well, that's making up some ground after you miss a dunk and get a little embarrassed.
See, he's a high-energy guy. He was out of the league for 2 years.
Here
suspended.
comes Sergio the other way. 3-on-2 down the middle. Anderson, the
flunking a test. They rehab, and so he comes back, and the reason they signed him because he is a high-energy guy that's not selfish. He's not looking to shoot the ball. They had enough of those with AI and Carmelo Anthony. Now AI is gone. They've got a control dive. They're playing Chris Anderson a lot more because he sets picks, he blocks shots, he gets rebounds. They've turned into a bump and grind team without Carmelo Anthony, and they look very good, taking good shots.
You discover some things in situations. As Carter forces the foul, and he'll shoot free throws. And the foul's going to be on Sergio. First team foul in the quarter here on Portland, and that is the first foul on Sergio as well. Well, and that's the thing we talked about last night when we first heard that Carmelo Anthony would not be playing in the ball game. You and I talked about it and said, well, that's trouble for Portland. And Denver, to their credit, certainly to George Karl's credit, has put together a scheme in these last 2 nights. Maybe he stumbled into something, or maybe it was all by design, which has been really effective.
Well, he said, I can coach this team now. When Chauncey Billups came over, because you can set a game plan, whether it be defense. Chauncey Billups plays great defense at the point of attack. And you got Kenyon Martin that plays defense now. Nene has always played good D. They lost Marcus Camby. He signed with somebody else. They didn't offer him anything. They thought they were going to miss a lot.
They traded him. Rudy long on the 3. Rebound, Channing Frye. And Camby was upset. They just basically dumped him as a salary dump.
Sure.
Another bad pass out top, and Carter scores. How many just lazy passes out top have we seen from Portland to simple guard to forward exchanges, or vice versa?
Well, remember, both of these are experienced veterans, Atkins and Carter.
Channing Frye for 3, and he hit it in front of the Blazer fans down there who were saying, shoot it, Channing. He did.
Well, that's why he's in there. They need to find a different way to score. And Channing's a big guy that can go outside.
Plays it to get it right back, and does.
Boy, Travis Outlaw, I don't know who he's... You don't have to help as much on Atkins and Carter. They're not penetrators. And Travis is backing off Kleza, a great not a great three-point shooter, but a better than average.
That's what he does.
Yes, that's what he does.
Foul on Atkins, too physical with Outlaw. So now all of a sudden, you look at the board, and that's 3 team fouls on Denver with 9:29 left. So now if you're Brandon Roy, who's checking in now, look to attack, get to the free throw line, and maybe you can scratch out a victory that way.
Yeah, we said, he's shot over 170. He's made over 170.
Another near turnover, and Kleza knocked it out of bounds. But again, a poor inbounds exchange by Portland.
They're overplaying every pass, Denver. They're really, and the Blazers aren't setting great picks to get people loose.
Sergio dances through the middle and finger rolls it in.
Well, that was a great pick by Greg Oden.
And here comes Denver. Kleza. Foul going to be on probably Greg Oden, who just checked back in.
Well, we got a good pick on one end, and at the other end, we got a mugging. And no matter what the fans think.
Greg knows Oden has played 10 minutes in this game and has 5 fouls. And Joel Przybilla, who just checked out, is going to have to go right back in. Now, in this situation, why not just leave Oden?
Yeah. I agree with you. Because Oden has played some of his best basketball as far as not committing fouls at the end of the 4th quarter. He stayed out of foul trouble in 3 different games when he's had 5 fouls. So,
and in the Phoenix game, had huge offensive rebounds late in that ball game, and again was playing with foul trouble in that game.
And what it does, it gives Joel a little more rest. Joel has played a lot of minutes in this ball game. Remember, back to back.
He has 17 rebounds. Roy, difficult shot over Kleza with 2 to shoot. Maybe that'll be the bucket that gets Roy off the schneid.
Well, he had Carter there too. They were double teaming him. Atkins was there.
Baseline cutoff stolen by Frye. Blazers a chance to run as Roy and Fernandez way out ahead of the pack. Rudy for 3. Looks long is. Kleza the rebound over Roy. And here comes Denver. Atkins for 3. That's off. Nene offensive rebound. Sergio pokes it off his foot. It's not pretty, but it's exciting. Lob to Roy!
Maybe that will get the Blazers going. George Karl needs a timeout.
As Rudy with the little alley-oop pass, and Portland back on top by 2. End-to-end action. Spanish Armada again, this time with a little help from B. Roy.
With the holidays here, some people go nuts when they catch a bad case of the holiday whoops. What to put in the stockings or hang on the tree, and what kind of gift to give dear Aunt Marie. Well, for food and decor and for gifts, get inspired and get those and more in one store called Fred Meyer, where the toys are terrific and presents abound, and where twinkly lights and decor can be found. So whatever your holiday list may require, it's found in one stop at a store called Fred Meyer.
Man, you know, basketball means everything to me, and maybe my mom should tell you this story, but it was Christmas, and I was like 8 years old, and it was snowing like crazy. All I could think about was playing ball. And next thing you know, I was outside shoveling the driveway. You know, I put all the snow on top of the hoop so that way the wind wouldn't blow it over. And I turned around and my mom was standing there with a pair of gloves. And she kind of smiled and said, well, if you want to keep playing basketball, you got to put the gloves on. All right, I'll do it. You know, anything to play basketball. The House of Hoops by Foot Locker. It's pretty hard to shoot with gloves on.
G2 is the smart choice for athletes because it is low in calories. And my mama like it. So if my mama like it, I like it.
Living the G2 life.
I know for a fact that as I continue to play golf, just like I play pool, I'm gonna get better at it.
Are you the next Tiger?
I'm the next. If I continue to drink that G2, watch out, Tiger.
Living the G2 life.
Two-point Portland lead with 8:11 left, as this was a late arriving Portland crowd tonight due to the snow and driving conditions, but they have filled up the arena now. As we go back to the Aflac trivia question, what officially retired Blazers number does not hang in the Rose Garden rafters, Mike Rice?
One of the owners, previous owners?
Perhaps. Yes, you're right. Larry Weinberg.
Yes, Larry.
The number one.
Number one.
The retiring was an honorary for the number one, and it's still available for use. And in fact, Ike Diagu is the current holder of that number as Denver inbounds.
Billups back in the game. Now the Blazers will see what they can do against the varsity.
Billups cut off by Przybilla. Carter traveled and then attempted the three. The rebound picked up by Anderson. Second chance for Denver. Billups lost it. Roy nearly picked it up, but Carter gets it back to Anderson for two, and Denver gets a bucket that Portland had their hands on. And then Denver able to scramble and get 2 points out of it.
That's the breaks you need on the road if you're Denver. You need to scramble, come up with something, and have a guy like Chris Anderson make a shot.
Sergio begged to take the three, and he did. Missed the shot, and Channing Frye is going to be called for a loose ball foul. 3 team fouls on Portland. Now J.R. Smith back in for Denver.
And I'll tell you, the backcourt of Atkins and Carter really played well for this Denver team, while J.R. Smith and Billups were out of the game. Really did a nice job. That's also how you win on the road. Your second unit backcourt has to play well.
Carter, cross-court pass, a dangerous one, flagged by Anderson. And now Smith, shot clock at 5. J.R. Smith stops at the elbow and hits. Look at Anderson talking to Przybilla now, right in his face.
Well, he thought...
And there's a technical foul by Anderson. You could see it.
Yeah.
Anderson felt like Przybilla moved under him.
And Joel did. It wasn't Joel's fault. Joel was trying to box out.
And Anderson went right after Przybilla.
Yeah, he ran.
Look at it right here.
And he ran in to get a rebound, and Joel was just boxing him out. And then coming down the court, he was trash talking against Joel. Joel said, bring it on.
And George Karl wanting to know what he did. It was a good call by Ron Oleksiak, because Anderson, and honestly, it was Oleksiak protecting Anderson, because that would not have taken Joel Przybilla long.
No, it's he would have had another tattoo, but this one on his nose.
Portland can't get the ball in bounds, and they have to burn a timeout. And I'm telling you what's going to happen in practice tomorrow is some work on inbounds plays.
Well, it's, that's just people not focusing. Joel was out there trying to get the ball, and Nene came out with him, and everyone else just kind of fell asleep. This game is there for the winning if you focus in on it.
Well, when the Spanish Armada has been in tonight, it's certainly upped the tempo, and this a moment ago following a good hustle play by Sergio to create the turnover. Then the pass to Rudy and the lob to Brandon Roy.
Yeah, see, and that came from pressure on the defensive end. Somebody going after somebody.
So I assume Rudy's knee is okay because he's looked good ever since that happened.
Yeah, I think he just banged it kind of, and it was momentarily stunned. And Nate wants to know, well, how many timeouts do I have? He did not want.
He's got 2 fulls and no 20s, but that'll change at 2 minutes when both of those fulls will be converted. Actually, one of the fulls will be converted. It'll be 1 and a 20. Here's Roy. Out to Rudy. Wouldn't take the 3. Now Fernandez has it knocked away, and he's just mugged from behind by Carter. And J.R. Smith's actually going to get the foul. So now that's 14 fouls on Denver.
Yeah,
there's still 6:37 left.
Carter was moving his feet. J.R. reached in and just held him to get the loose ball.
Tackled him from behind.
Yeah.
And then argued the call.
It was good hands by Atkins, but
you see the physical play by Denver.
Sure.
You can't call them all, and you got to give them credit. They've done that the last 2 nights.
And they've overplayed the passing game.
Roy for 3 from Sergio.
Boy, is that big right there. Finally, Roy was on the way from the ball. Sergio took everyone to the other side of the court. Then they swung it back to Roy, and he had a nice one-on-one without a double team.
14 now for Brandon Smith. Loses it out of bounds. Turnover. Portland gets it back.
And J.R. Smith will do that. He'll dribble into traffic, not knowing what he wants to do.
Watch Anthony Carter leave Brandon Roy and try to get back, knowing that Roy was in position to bury the 3, and he did.
Yeah, you shouldn't leave, and they haven't left Roy like that. They won't make that same mistake again on the weak side.
And there's J.R. Smith, another mistake as he runs down Brandon Roy and puts Denver in the penalty the rest of the way. Nearly half of this quarter remaining. We talked about it when they picked up 2 early fouls. Now it's happened.
And I'll tell you, it'll be the first time the Blazers have a free throw advantage in this game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
Fans, it's time for tonight's Blazing Hot Deal from Joe's Sports, Outdoor, and More. The home away from home for Trailblazers fans. Now, let's see what they've come up with for tonight's Blazing Hot Deal.
Okay, all you Rudy Fernandez fans out there, do you want a limited edition Rudy Fernandez bobblehead? Just go to any Portland area Joe's and buy $40 of Trailblazers gear, and the Rudy bobblehead is free. Now that's a blazing hot deal.
This deal won't last long, so hurry into Joe's to get the Blazing Hot Deal before it's gone.
Right now, Kia's making it even easier to get into a new car by creating the biggest deal you've ever seen. For a limited time only, we're offering huge savings on our full line of quality cars, SUVs, and minivans, with up to $5,000 cash back on select models. With savings like these, we think you'll agree. It's a really big deal. Hurry in and get up to $5,000 cash back or 0% APR at the Kia Big Deal event. And check out the new Soul at your local Kia retailer.
I'm an original.
I'm an original.
I am original. I like the spice of life.
I'm not down with bland.
I always bring the flavor.
So does McDonald's new spicy chicken sandwich with a spicy, crispy, all-white meat chicken breast.
Topped with fresh lettuce,
ranch or chipotle barbecue sauce
for an extra kick.
The ideal combo.
Heat and flavor.
The new spicy chicken sandwich, because I'm spicy like that. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
5:53 left. Blazers by 2, and free throws coming for Brandon Roy. Wells Fargo, official financial partner of the Trailblazers, proud to take its customers to the next stage. Now they're taking us to the next game. Blazers will be looking for the season sweep of the Toronto Raptors. That'll be on Saturday. Blazers, of course, play on Christmas against Dallas, but that game is on TNT, so we won't be doing it. And the next one we'll have is Saturday against Toronto.
Now, who do you think has played the most minutes for the Blazers in this ballgame?
Probably Joel Przybilla.
That's right, Joel Przybilla. And the Blazers want Greg Oden to really get a feel for the type of early in the season. But with his foul trouble, Joel's had to play 35 minutes in this game. And last night he played big minutes. So, boy, he's
and he played him on an ankle that he hurt last night in a jump ball situation. At least that's what he told us on the plane. But again, the pain went away a little bit today. He was able to get back on the ankle, and it's a good thing. They've needed him with Greg Oden in foul trouble.
Now, Brandon Roy, they've put in 3 guards, and they've gotten Brandon Roy 4 for 7 in the second half. He was 2 for 5. And Rudy and Sergio have found a way to get the ball to Roy, and he's playing the small forward position.
Billups, beautiful move, reverses it off the glass, and that snaps a little 6-0 Portland run. By the way, Brandon Roy, 9 points here in the quarter. He's got 14 for the game.
Look at Billups moving up off of
Carter all over Brandon as he flies through the middle and misses the shot. And Nate McMillan in front of us wanting a foul called on the initial contact. But good defense by Carter if you can get away with it. Denver has with the physical play on the perimeter.
Well, look at Billups and Sergio.
Backdoor goes Nene, and Przybilla just holds him, and free throws coming, and that's not necessarily a good thing because Nene's a good foul shooter.
Yeah. See, and all the attention was down on Sergio checking Billups, and they found, boy, look at that. Now that's a big time move by Chauncey Billups. He went to the University of Colorado, and he told the Detroit Pistons, if you're ever going to trade me, would you consider sending me back home to Colorado and Denver? And they did. They said, well,
and what a trade.
Yeah, we're not playing well, the Pistons said, so maybe AI can change our fortunes.
Or how about we're going to need a lot of salary coming off the books because we'd like to take a run at Chris Bosh.
Yeah, now that LeBron James said I may stay in Cleveland, they're not talking about him as much as Bosh from Toronto.
Then they missed the second free throw. It was a hard miss, and Kleza grabbed it. So a big-time offensive rebound. And now this could turn into a 3 or a 4-point possession for the Nuggets and make it 4 if Billups hits, which he doesn't. Billups saying he was fouled by Rudy.
But what do you always say it when you throw an air ball up?
You look at your hand and say there was something on it or you were hit. Steve Blake back in and Sergio down. Great ball game tonight for Sergio Rodriguez. 9 points, 4 assists, but totally changed the tempo in the first half.
He took all the attention away from Roy a little bit and was able to exploit that. Now let's see if Roy can score on either Atkins or Carter, who's ever on him.
Carter stays on Roy. He's done a nice job on him. Aldridge turns baseline, surprised Martin and banked it home.
It was probably the first time Denver has not had weak side help to take away a layup. They've done a great job on that.
Again, Portland doesn't find Kleza. Przybilla has to cover and defend him for the time being.
Boy.
So now Rudy is on Nene. Martin into Przybilla. Joel blocks the shot, or excuse me, Aldridge blocks the shot. And he will pick up the foul.
And you know, if you could get a close-up of Joel yelling to down on there, and that's the layup on one end. He was yelling to LaMarcus, put your hand up, take the foul instead of me. Because Greg Oden has 5, and he was yelling it to him. And
Joel has 4.
Yeah, and that's why Joel didn't want the foul. And LaMarcus immediately put his hand up, and they gave him the foul. Good communication.
And Martin makes the free throw. Here's the, you could have called it either way. In fact, it was more on Przybilla than it was on Aldridge. Take it, take it, take it. As Joel was saying, you could read his lips.
Good, smart, quick thinking. That's what you like to see. His head's in the game, Joel.
As Kenyon Martin makes a pair here. He's got 12 points, 4 of 6 at the line, and Denver back to within 1.
Well, you'd like to see LaMarcus Aldridge get going now, and Kenyon Martin get a foul.
Aldridge, Roy wouldn't take the 3. Shot clock at 10, still plenty of time. Brandon draws the double. Blake in front of the Denver bench for three. No. Aldridge offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
That's what's going to win the game. Little plays like that. Get an offensive rebound here. Get to the foul line there. Make it an additional pass, and they got the ball to Blakey. And now Rudy comes out. Now it's time for Travis. He hasn't done much in this game. 2 rebounds, and his shooting right now is Travis 2 for 8. So, this is the time for Travis. Doesn't have to score. Defend well, rebound well, do little things.
And Aldridge has done a nice job tonight getting to the foul line. He's 7 for 8. Blazers as a team just 15 for 17. So. And a pair here for Aldridge. He has 20. He had 20 last night. And now the Blazers need some stops.
Roy is on Aldridge. Billups. They want to make sure.
And now he's on Clays on the switch. Outlaw on Billups. Carter. Claza for 3. Roy right in his face. And that caused the miss. Claza thought he had it.
Yeah, and Roy got out and just made him lift that arm up a little bit more.
Przybilla a season high 18 rebounds now. Roy one-on-one with Claza.
He'll shoot a jumper.
No, he crossed him over inside, and he's fouled hard by Nene. Free throws coming for Brandon. What a move, though, to slip past Claza.
Well, he fooled Claza and he fooled me. Because I thought for sure he'd back him up a little and take that little
things
jumper.
About the same on the difficulty scale.
Look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. But notice, nothing easy. Nothing easy.
And I'm not even. How about a jump ball?
I won't comment on you comparing my abilities with
Kenyon. Thank you. I didn't know if you heard it, but
yes, I heard it.
You're sneaky good.
I was avoiding that.
17 for Roy.
I have 1 less tattoo than Kenyon and 1,000 less than the Birdman.
Kenyon's got a few.
Yeah.
Roy makes a pair. Brandon with 18 now. 11 in the quarter. Roy on Billups. Shot clock at 8. Billups baseline all the way underneath. Now tries a 3 over Aldridge. A long 2, they say. Foot on the line, but a big bucket for Mr. Big Shot.
Boy, George Karl is all the way at half court yelling. He wants a...
Roy around Carter. Now needs some help. Finds an open Blake. Blake bounce pass. Przybilla had it blocked twice. That time fouled by Nene. And Przybilla will shoot free throws when we come back. So give Joel another rebound. That's 19. We've got 2:40 left.
I started Sam Adams to give people great, fresh beer.
Well, he insists upon quality. Everything's got to be A+.
Over the years, I've been in stores all over the country just checking on the freshness and the quality of Sam Adams.
Right from the beginning, here he is the owner of the whole company coming in, rolling up the sleeves and doing the work.
We check every Sam Adams, make sure that all the beer is fresh. If the beer's beyond freshness, we buy it back.
When you taste Sam Adams, the peak of its freshness, there's nothing better.
When all you want is Northwest Sports, Comcast Sportsnet has it all. The Portland Trailblazers.
Blake drops to Oden for
the Oregon Ducks. The Portland Pirates. The Portland State Vikings. The NHL. The Fan with Isaac and Big Soup. And so much more. This is Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Northwest Sports. Game on.
Ford announces Employee Pricing Plus.
You pay what we pay.
On every Ford car, truck, and SUV. The Plus means our quality is unsurpassed by Honda or Toyota. And you can count on Ford Credit for the financing you need. Best of all, you get employee pricing plus up to $6,000 cash back. And that's on the entire lineup of Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers.
For savings up to $11,103. See your Northwest Ford dealer today.
Michael Holton in the home court studios. The J. Lee's Automotive postgame report is coming up. Michael, you said before the game, Blazers need to score in transition, and they pulled ahead of the Nuggets now.
Scoring easy baskets is the key for the Trailblazers to not have pressure on their half-court offense against that tough Denver defense. And when you score in transition, you get the crowd involved, and you do it with a little flavor when Brandon Roy swings above the 10-foot circle.
Blazers by 3 in nervous time. Let's take you back courtside.
All right, thank you, Bob.
And
Bob
Michael.
Camey and Michael Holton. You gotta let me finish.
Yeah, right.
You're thinking I'm not going to give the guys proper, respect and attention.
I know you always do. So.
And Bob and Michael coming up after the game, as Bob mentioned, with the post-game show. As Joel Przybilla to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Joel with 6 points and 19 rebounds tonight.
Oh, amazing. And we watched the replay of that. He really got whacked on the arm. He got fouled twice. And, big foul shots. Big foul shots for Joel. A guy that used to be compared with Shaquille O'Neal from the foul line around that 40 percentile. Joel has really improved his foul shooting.
Boom. And he makes a pair in crunch time. 2:40 left.
Big 2 foul shots. Now the Blazers need to stop. Denver has been very good after the Blazers have taken a lead.
Nene goes baseline to Martin. Przybilla there to affect it, and then it's out of bounds to Portland. Boy, did Joel Przybilla affect kind of caught Martin to had to recoil and then dropped it out of bounds, basically.
Well, this is his type of game, Joel. He just hustles. He's always in the place where he should be. It's a bump and grind game. Now, the Blazers got to get someone else bumping and grinding. Like this guy right here. He can do it.
Anthony Carter's done a nice job defending Roy tonight. Very physical and very quick, although Roy shoots past him here, then gets bumped hard. Then Brandon cut off and needs help. Shot clock at 3. Roy back to Blake for a fadeaway 3. Yes, sir!
Do you believe in a miracle? The hockey team did.
8-point lead for Portland. Billups to answer. Into Przybilla. Blocking foul call inside the restricted area. I think Jason Phillips was right there.
Boy, and that's how smart Chauncey Billups. He knows the Blazer crowd's ready to erupt.
Shot clock winding down. Blake wasn't able to cock it like he normally does. Just let it fly. Blake was 17, meanwhile. Blazers 9 for 28 from behind the three-point line, so below their average, but have hit some big ones.
And I give Denver a little more credit on recognizing what the shot clock is, where it is on the defensive end. Because if they see the shot clock, a big miss. If they see the shot clock's running down, they really close on anybody with the ball. They know they don't have time to pass it. Whereas the Blazers haven't been able to recognize shot clock down to about 2 seconds, and they haven't helped out as much.
Billups 90%, missed that first.
Yeah, and it was a bad foul shot.
And he just kind of hurried it.
Yes. Blakey now moves to the corner to take Chauncey Billups away, but Billups stays way out. He's going to double team Roy, leave Blake. That could help the Blazers.
Both teams in the penalty now, so free throws on any foul.
This is the jumper here.
They double Roy. The open man is Aldridge. Can he make him pay? No. Long rebound picked up by Smith.
They got to Blake.
Smith down the middle. Puts it up. No, but nobody put a body on Kenyon Martin as Przybilla trying to block that shot down low. Wasn't able to box out Nene or Martin. And the Blazers have to keep attacking here.
Yeah, and they're double teaming Roy very much like
trying to get the ball out of his hands. Orlando did this.
Yeah, Orlando did the same thing. Look at, here it comes. They're leaving Blake open.
Now watch for the double to come on Roy. Here it comes. Inside is Przybilla. He wheels inside and late foul. Przybilla was killed on his way to the hoop. And it wasn't until the ball was out of bounds that the whistle was blown. So Joel now back to the free throw line. Nene gets the foul.
And I believe, if you look, watch, oh man, they're pushing, grabbing him, and they almost didn't call it. Unbelievable. Now, I think George Karl would rather have Joel at the foul line than Roy with the ball one-on-one. So that's why they're taking the ball out. And Joel has proven, hey, you're making the wrong decision, George Karl. And there's Greg Oden that hasn't played much, and he's up cheering for his fellow center. That's good to see.
And learning a lot from Joel Przybilla. Double-double for Przybilla. 10 points, 19 rebounds for Przybilla on a bum ankle in this ball game. 22nd timeout.
And I tell you, if we don't make him the player of the game, Scott Zachary shouldn't get Christmas gifts.
Wow. Talk about just throwing it down to our executive producer. 4th double-double on the season for Przybilla, by the way. Blazers will practice tomorrow, and then Thursday on Christmas Day will take on the Dallas Mavericks. This a look at some of Przybilla's work tonight, and against a physical team that out-rebounded Portland last night in Denver. And they're close again tonight. Blazers a 3-rebound edge. So as you always say, where would we be
without
in a game like this without Joel Przybilla?
Yeah, and really doing all the things you need to do to win at home. This has not been, but the game's not over. Remember Orlando and the Clippers when the Blazers had that 6-point lead or 5-point lead.
8-point lead.
Well, the one was they made 3 threes.
Well, that was 108-100. It was against Orlando.
Oh, that's right. It was 108-100. Almost this situation. So the Blazers can't lose focus. Guy like J.R. Smith, great three-point shooter. Klaiza, great three-point shooter. Here's a penetrator, Billups.
Denver is 6 for 18 from behind the three-point line. They're going to try for the quick two. Klaiza step inside, long two.
But
then he hits it.
They took away the 3. Good defense by the Blazers, running out and making Klaiza put it on the ground. Excellent.
So the lead is 5. They bring a quick double to Blake. He outruns him, and now the ball in the hands of Brandon Roy. They try and double him. Roy to Aldridge, still 10 to shoot. Blazers trying to burn as much as they can off that clock. Blake, the move on Atkins. Atkins knocked it away. Rebound Aldridge. He goes back inside and jams with 2 hands. Timeout Denver.
And if that wouldn't have gone in, we'd have looked at a replay of Blake getting fouled going to the basket.
George Karl now says full timeout.
You can't beat the Blazers in the Rose Garden unless you bring a miracle. George Karl doesn't deserve a miracle. Maybe a Christmas gift, but not a miracle.
7-point Portland lead now. Look at the big offensive rebound by Aldridge, and then goes right back to the rim as Denver cleared out and Karl hopped up off the bench. As Portland 9-2 at home, and we talked about it earlier with the conditions in Portland with the massive amount of snow that we've had in the last week. And the freeways starting to get scraped, but still difficult travel up here. It was a late arriving crowd, and we wondered, you and I, before the ball game, how many people would be here. I don't think there's a seat hardly this empty.
Including my 2 granddaughters. You can't lose in front of my granddaughter. We do that enough in Denver when they come to the games in Denver, not in Portland.
Well, and you talk about the Blazers have lost 16 of their last 18 in Denver. And in fact, have won only 23 times in history in Denver. Well, Denver's won only 18 times here. So it's been a series all-time dominated by the home team.
Boy, that was a big basket right there. 29 seconds. Don't give him a 3. Do not give him a 3. Watch J.R. Smith.
Smith gets a big-time pick from Nene. Missed the 3. Klaiza tips, but is gathered by Aldridge.
Close the refrigerator. It's over.
Shot clock off. Denver trying to foul. Outlaw baseline. Tried to dunk it and was fouled. The Blazers didn't need to shoot it all there, but okay.
They were out pressuring. And we asked Travis to do something spectacular. He didn't need to, but if you got the game in the bag, you don't want to do anything to change that. They were going to foul eventually. But I'll tell you, big win for that fight for the Northwest Division. Both teams now with the same record. Utah loses tonight, so
technical foul, Chauncey Billups. as he was jawing at Ronald Easy. And so now Brandon Roy can be the Chalupa man instead of Travis Outlaw. And Travis saying, hey, that was my spot. Because there's some honor that goes with being the man that gives the crowd free food.
The crowd always remembers the Chalupa man. Boom. There it is.
It's Roy again.
There it is. Well, Brandon semi came out of his little shooting slump of 2 games.
There's the owner, Mr. Paul Allen, along with Kevin Pritchard. As Mr. Allen he made it here. I didn't see him early on, right at tip-off. I think he was trying to get here. And Outlaw misses the free throw. It doesn't matter now.
No, and boy, this big win. Because you go back to back and you figure, hey, they beat us there, we should beat them here.
And both teams will be 18 and 11.
Yeah. And give Denver credit. They've played 4 games in 5 nights. They really gutted it out tonight.
I think they've discovered some things without Carmelo Anthony. They really rallied around the fact that he was out hurt. Beat Portland last night without Carmelo and played him tough here. And gave the Trailblazers all they could handle. But Portland gets the victory tonight.
And that's the big thing.
Yeah, Brandon Roy, 19 points. LaMarcus Aldridge, 22 points, 8 rebounds. But Joel Przybilla, 10 points and 19 boards. Woo! Rebecca Harlow, you can take it.
Joel Przybilla, you play back-to-back games on a tweaked ankle, yet you find a way to pull down a double-double and a season-high boards. Where was the energy coming from tonight?
You know, we just needed to win tonight. You know, this is from first place. They're in their division. They're a great team, and we just came out hard. We wanted it more than they did. And with the crowd behind us, we just will this win tonight.
Joel, you can't deny your personal hustle tonight. How did you get it done?
What's that? I'm sorry.
How'd you get your job done tonight? Your hustle was there.
I'm just going there and having fun, man. We're all going out there. Every night someone else is stepping up and playing big, and tonight I guess it's just my night. You know, it's just a great team to play on.
Joel, it was so important for you guys to send the right message to Denver and get the win tonight after the loss last night.
Yeah, definitely. We thought we were close last night, but we're back in our home court. We knew we had to take care of home court.
And how did you guys finally get this done with hustle? It was so close all the way this whole game. You finally put them way down the stretch.
We just executed. We knew what they were going to do. They were trapping Brandon, things like that. We knew we had to be in the right rotation spots, and we just found a way to win.
Congratulations, Joel. Guys.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. Joel Przybilla, great ball game for him tonight. As I mentioned, the double-double, 19 rebounds, 10 points on a night when Greg Oden was in foul trouble again and ended up getting 5 fouls again. Last night fouled out. Tonight, 5 fouls in 10 minutes, and Przybilla the savior once again as Portland gets the victory at the Rose Garden, 101-92, and they climb back.